Got it. Hitting the done there and got it here. All righty. All right. Make sure. Okay, got it on all three. Let me actually come right. Well, I already know that I need to do the screen share here and already have that set. All right. Excuse me, Diesel baby. Sitting there. All right. He's just like literally in the middle floor. Namaste, 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 Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazali here at Morocco at northwest of Maxim. And we are making sure we're pushing through already this solar eclipse energy so that we can continue to bring you guys what it is that you need 3 years straight when it comes to the 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report. And I'm here, all righty, with strong and magnificent brothers in whom I'm well pleased, and they are
Islam. I am throughout my day. I am. How are you?
Sauce.
All
righty.
Islam, brother, the Shanlim Ale. All is, you already know, well.
Indeed. Braveheart. Braveheart. Guys, we're going to get through this one very smooth and quickly, because after this one, I'm going to go live. If any of the brothers choose to, or decide they want to join me, cool. I'm going to go in on Facebook. I'm going to go in on Facebook. I'm going to do, the topic is going to be your 10th and your 7th house. 10th and 7th house. Is your discipleship and relationships adversely affected by the Federal Reserve? All righty. Because I think, a lot of households, families, things are breaking up, splitting up because of the animal husbandry that is induced by the Federal Reserve System. I think a lot of your families would be together. A lot of different beings would be with the women that they help to make children. They would still be together if it wasn't for the fact that people are making sure that you're forced to be in Federal Reserve note hell. And so that's what we're going to speak on after that, guys. I'm not a doom and gloom astrologer. I think we need to really speak about things, and I'm going to make sure that I wrap it first around and foremost bring to the forefront the 10th and the 7th house. 10th house deals with your status and your discipleship, right? Being a disciple and being well-disciplined, that's there in the 10th house. 7th house is how you relate with others. And I think that's being adversely affected by the Federal Reserve System. I really think if we didn't have a Federal Reserve System, or we didn't think that we need to have the comforts in life that's from our ancestral estate, you see what I'm saying? If that mindset would change and we could be able to enforce that which Prophet Noble Drew Ali has actually brought to us, I'm telling you guys, we would have a much better experience on the earth land Asha. We would have a much better experience here at Midgard. All righty. So we need to really recognize that a lot of things that we do and a lot of decisions that we make are us really acting in Federal Reserve agency. We're really based on, we'll threaten to put our family members out. We'll sit here and break up families. We would much rather be, let's just be single parents and stuff. Why? Because of the Federal Reserve System that people think that they're really, I have to do this. No, if you actually knew the law and actually knew the statutes under which you don't really have to act under at all, and hold these trustees, these beings that have sworn oaths, they've taken a contract and sworn an oath to uphold the Constitution against all violators, foreign and domestic, then you guys would be able to still have what you need. Prophet Noble Drew Ali is expressly prescribed that no matter how it's going to look, no matter which way it looks, it's going to end up back in the hands of the Asiatics. So technically, when you're talking about, well, what I'm going to do about electricity? Well, Jennifer Granholm is the Secretary of Energy, right? Oh, well, I thought the United States of America Corporation, they went bankrupt and so they're no more. That's fine. These people are acting, right, as if they're acting under statute for energy. Cool. When it comes to utilities, cell phone, telephone, lights, gas, water, electric, however you want to look at it, you see what I'm saying? Jennifer Granholm. Things dealing with transportation, Pete Buttigieg. Things dealing with housing, so to speak, or where you want to have a structure where you want to rest your head, Marcia Fudge. So we're going to go in on that after this 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report. When we go in, guys, let me actually do the screen share here. All righty. You know, because one thing would be sad, you know, wouldn't it be sad if Brother Hassan did all this studying, all this sharing, just to go back into the Federal Reserve System and work a job for someone? I mean, wouldn't that be sad? Or would most people, since that's what they're dealing with, they would much rather be happy? Like, how many of you out there are really happy to see people in misery along with you? That would be a really great question to ask self. And that's not being rude or mean. That's not, oh, it's not astrological enough. We want you to just do puppets and astrology. This is astrological. We're talking about your 10th and 7th house areas. Schedule your mirror sessions so that your 10th and 7th house areas can be analyzed, thus reflecting your 1st and 4th house. The 4th reflects the 10th, the 1st reflects the 7th. And then really, really evaluate where your mindset is. Are you really sane? Like, really, do you have a sound state of mind? When really the way that you're going to stand amongst your peers or relate to others is going to be based on Federal Reserve agency. Do we need to really look at one USC, one insane persons as a definition? You guys might want to check that out. All righty. So now we're here, right? 7HealStar Astro Calendar, March, Aries 2022 to February, Pisces 2023 for our 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report, right? Guys, we got to be happy about this, man. We gotta enjoy enforcing the law, right? Not being spoiled. I should know. I grew up my mother's only child. I know what it's like to be spoiled. However, I actually know the pros and cons to that. And it's much, much better to really utilize. When you utilize the law, you'll strengthen it. You know, you keep letting the law sit there by capitulating. There's no need to capitulate any further. Hold these people accountable that assume these positions. Period. Because the debt is supposed to be taken on by the United States, right? Which is Congress assembled, right? An assembly is a church. Cool. Then let's be faithful in our discipleship when it comes to holding these people to the statutes under which they're acting. All righty? Time never was when man was not. And we're quoting El Hajj Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali, doing religious corporate activity by our authority via affidavit as Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Oh man, I can't wait till we do this Facebook one, because I'm going to open the Zoom for people to come in, make their comments. You guys already know my position though. So if you come in and say something, then you may feel like, oh, I got embarrassed. That's not on me. That's going to be on you, because we're going to make sure you comprehend the law. So we're inviting anyone and everyone, especially those that think they're heads of the Moor Science Temple of America, because we're all brothers and mothers here. I'm not really into, you know, internet beefs and arguing. That's not productive for us. You know what I mean? That's not having you guys send to our Cash Apps and stuff like that. Oh, well, why are you saying about Federal Reserve notes and down the Cash Apps? This is about an exchange of energy under which that, you know, Cash App is not in my free national appellation. It says all rights reserved because I know we're under occupation. Very well calculated, 7HealStar is. Very well calculated, our astrology firm is. Why? Because we follow instruction. Our 10th and 7th house is actually in order. However, sometimes your loved ones may want to either put you out or maybe crucify you because you're not in Federal Reserve note hell. So let us bring the angles pertaining to light, be those angels pertaining to light, and make sure that we're sharing with you that freely. We're sharing this with you freely. You guys need to make this popular. Start sharing it with your loved ones. Stop wanting to look at cats online and big booty out. Like, cool, man, that's great. But what about really freeing yourselves so that you don't have to keep, you know, breaking up your families for Federal Reserve notes? How about know how to hold these different companies to their obligations? They're taking your ancestral estate, which you are in possession of by dominion, and then you give it up for a loan of something. The land conveyance was already yours. The house was already yours, but you sat there and applied for a loan. That doesn't need to happen, all righty? So let's really look at this. Let's go through this weather report. That was quite the introduction. If you think it's mean and unproductive, look, get over yourselves and start actually realizing that you're not really paying attention to what you need to pay attention to. And I think it's a very, it's a labor pertaining to love for us to come here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and even Sundays at times for the AstroCivic Sunday, to bring you that which you need. You guys really need to stop supporting this Federal Reserve System. If you're going to give your energy pertaining to the Federal Reserve energy or whatever, then send it to Sincere Moore's Cash Apps. Make sure things are being gotten for the relief pertaining to the people. Stop being stuck in Negro Black colored land. Half Moorish American, half supporting Negro Black coloreds. Really support your own, because there's a lot more that can be done. When Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, I need finance and I need it bad, never before have I needed finance as badly as I do at present. When you go and really check the etymology pertaining to the word finance, it denotes a means to an end. The people are the finance. You see what we have created being 7HealStar Astrology Firm? What do you think that came from? Nothing but our imagination. It's not like we got investors or something. Even though there were people that contributed their energy to make sure we can continue to do this, make sure that we can, you know, have the sustenance necessary so that we can eat or do whatever, until people are building and having, you know, gardens everywhere for us to eat without having to exchange Federal Reserve notes for it or any other medium of exchange. We're just plain rich, and we need to recognize that without capitulating and being sellouts for the Federal Reserve Agency. Reserve your rights while you're under occupation receiving Federal Reserve energy. Reserve your rights, all righty? Any other questions, comments, and or suggestions from my bros? Was I too much there? Was I going over the top? I'm telling you, this eclipse for me happened in my 5th house. I'm not fucking around, respectfully.
So I'm just gotta let them know, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta be clear.
All righty. It'll be over by breakfast, mothers. But I'm not going to single out just mothers in my presentations. I'm going to put all of us inclusive, mothers and brothers, all righty, sisters and sons, so that people don't feel like they have to defend their integrity. However, you're going to have to go inside yourself and start questioning yourself and ask yourself, am I really in my Quran in my 101? Am I really in my higher degrees for the Quran in 101, the Mysteries of the Silent Brotherhood of the East? How am I really developing my spirit to grow? It's what we have to think about, guys. You can't keep feeling like you're getting disciplined and whipped and talked down to. All right, you're way more intelligent than that. Stop being fucking cowards. Start being brave, like Brother Sean and the rest of my brothers at 7HealStar. This is a brave thing to do here. Very brave. All righty. In continuing, so we're here for the moon cycle, or the month as it's called, for the air sign Libra, which is ruled by Venus anciently and contemporarily. However, the sun is now transiting the water sign Scorpio, which is anciently ruled by Mars, contemporarily co-ruled with Pluto here, guys. So now that means that we're analyzing the last 5 days pertaining to October, all righty, 2022. And then so that will be 27, 28, 29, right? 30 and 31. And then we'll get into the moon cycle that has the water sign Scorpio, the Scorpion, anciently ruled by Mars and still contemporarily ruled by Mars, however, being co-ruled with Pluto. And also there is the fire sign Sagittarius, dealing with the hunter or the archer, anciently and contemporarily ruled by Jupiter. And we'll get into those other, those last 2 days, which is the first 2 days pertaining to November 2022. All righty. So just to let you guys know, just to zoom in very quickly, starting off for Thursday is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, the moon void of course that I will be pointing out, 6 hours and 27 minutes. Then Friday is our beloved brother Terrell Tamari Bay for the 28th. The 29th is Brother Sean Alim Mel, his first void of moon void of course that he has there is only 11 minutes. All righty, for the 29th. On the 30th there, Brother Sean Alim Mel will knock out those two transits that are there. Monday by Brother Terrell Tamari Bay, he has a 29-minute void of course there. All righty. And then when we get into November, Tuesday is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey. And then Wednesday, closing this out, is Brother Braveheart L, Brother Sean Alim L, where he has another moon void of course for about 7 hours and 38 minutes when the moon ingresses Pisces. And you guys know why we keep pointing out the moon void of course, because those are the times that moon void of course is buyer's remorse. You wouldn't like to make any major transactions or anything like that. However, if you are to have your mirror AstroLiteracy session with us, you will actually know how, even when a moon is void of course collectively, how it would be affecting the area in your life in which it's transiting. All righty. So when the moon is void of course, you know, in Aquarius, you know, for me, that would be my Placidus 8th house. I mean, my Placidus 8th and 9th house. However, my whole sign 8th house, right? So I would know, okay, the moon is void of course in my whole sign 8th house. So that means that while it's there, void of course, in my whole sign 8th house, until it, you know, ingresses my whole sign 9th, then that means that anything dealing with, you know, finances of others or anything like that, maybe it would be wise to give some, you know, general help by maybe giving, you know, a little report. Hey, maybe you guys don't want to do this, and let's tell you why. You know, maybe on that day, maybe that next Wednesday, maybe I'll go live. You know, maybe early. Who knows? Because I know that's when we do our Tropic Medical Astro weather reports. Or maybe we'll reiterate it. Hey guys, this is why you are not transacting here, especially after the moon's trine Mars, while it's retrograde, of course. This is why you would like to be very, you know, secure in how active you are in possibly saving your energy, and or once that moon is no longer void of course, making sure that you are utilizing your energy to get to know yourself better, to do some wisdom. So yeah, I would think there, after the moon enters Pisces, definitely on that term too, schedule your initial mirror AstroLiteracy session or your follow-up. All right. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to stop the screen share here. All righty, and bring it on back to the Zoom. All righty, stop the screen share. Let me come on over here and screen share our main chart. All righty. And let me actually minimize those Zoom windows for myself and yield the remote control to Brother Terrell Tamari Bay. Let's see. Remote control. All righty. Oh, wow. It's both of them. Okay. I hope this is the right one. I hope that's the computer, bro. All righty. Because I know it's going to be a little tougher on the iPad to do the remote control. If not, I will change it, or you can send the request and I'll accept the request for remote control. I hope that is the computer. All righty, guys. So we're getting started here. I have the Thursday here. All righty. And this is the sunrise for Thursday. All righty. And for Thursday or Thursday, all right. Actually zoom in here. So it's projected behind me as I'm speaking. All right, you guys see the 27th. Not, you know, it's because probably the sun's a little bright, you know, and I'm not going to put some curtain of that sort there. However, okay, I get it now. I see. Let me get a remote control to the right one. Then, oh boy. Let me start that screen share one more again. I get it now. I see what handle is there. Remote control. Excellent. Boom. I think I got it. I got the remote control right that time. Yes. Okay. Cool. All right. So with that being said, guys, let us get started here. All righty. So sunrise, right, for the 27th October 2022. That is Next day, all right, Thursday, Iloa Sakiel or Zadkiel, some would say for Jupiter Day. It's taking place at 0700 33 minutes and 24 seconds. All righty, that is 7:33:24 ante-meridian Eastern or AM Eastern. All righty, and that's taking place at 4 degrees Scorpio, 2 minutes. All righty, so here we know that when the sun is transiting Scorpio, that the whole sign midheaven, whole sign 10th house, let's say, actually is Leo. So, you know, Scorpio is really, the Scorpio sun transit is really bringing to the forefront during this sunrise. All righty, a means for us to really take into the account that we're actually allowing some thoughts within inside of ourselves that's very wise to bring some light to, as well as evaluating how we're actually valuing ourselves, maybe looking into our past to make sure we're doing a check of inventory within inside ourselves and really see if we're really writing ourselves into a fortunate situation as far as our standing creatively in the forefront. You know, those of you that may take on positions where you're in the forefront or you're the lead energy in some things, in some areas in your life. Everyone's the lead energy in their immediate life. So when it comes to your higher self and how your higher self actually stands, not only within you, however, how you present that amongst your peers, take into account that you are to be very creative, not only with your energies, but other energies that may have been shared with you, so that you can be able to bring together a beautiful rebirthing, so to speak, or reinvention pertaining to yourself, right? So with that being considered, guys, also be very transformative in how you, bring things to the forefront, right? It may be some things that may have been a little difficult to handle, right? A little difficult. However, you can allow yourself to grow firmly by really evaluating to see if it's really even beneficial for you to focus on those sorts of things that may actually be taking away. So find ways to keep adding to yourself and others, especially in joint energies there, right? Well, that is happening previous. Goodness gracious, I was definitely about to hit that find time of aspect button. So happening way before sunrise at 0000 hours, 27 minutes approximately. All righty. I know I really gotta do a backup filing of this computer, so it can sort of processor doesn't, act like it's, lifting or bench pressing 300 pounds. I'm trying to process this. So that's just what's happening there. Let's see. Okay, there it goes. Okay, I'll be patient. Islam. Let's see. So for the 27th October 2022, that is next day after today at 0000 hours, 27 minutes and 17 seconds, guys. All righty, so that's 27 minutes and 17 seconds after midnight. We are actually seeing Luna sextile Pluto. All righty, so Luna is here in Scorpio. All righty, and Pluto is here in Capricorn. They're both at 26 degrees, 12 minutes. Even though they're semi-sextile by house, they are sextile by sign. We're seeing that the fifth house cusp is actually on Sagittarius, therefore Jupiter in Aries, almost on its way to ingress Pisces by retrograde, thus being dominant again, along with Neptune there. However, ruling from the 9th house, guys, are really bringing to the forefront some creative means to really have a, things that were on your subconscious mind, and as an effect, right, these next 6 to 12 months from this lunar eclipse, we can really allow ourselves to move forward in the creativities and what we want to do. All righty. I know I myself is just going to really be focused more and more on actually exalting 7HealStar.com astrology firm, my brothers within it, start taking on different ideas pertaining to what different mediums we're about to actually produce. So I'm really focused creatively, so to speak, on that which the people need, dealing with the fated interaction between not just what we do here online, however, also making sure that it's well published for you to read also and listen to. So with Luna actually being in a growth opportunity with Pluto, we are really securing creatively those things that will allow us to really be expansive in how we are sharing the foreign affairs pertaining to servicing not just ourselves, but others that are out there, and really transforming the infrastructure in the way that people are used to doing things. You may be used to doing things a certain way. You may be used to actually structuring yourself a certain way, even in how you may look at when you go and punch the clock or where you work or things of that nature. Saturn there in the 7th house. So you may speak with your partners pertaining to either your actual relationships or what you're doing as far as working, to be able to really bring forward and move forward with the essential things necessary so that you can have the sudden changes that are very altruistic and will actually help to formalize the group in a way where you can really bring a childlike progression, so to speak, in how you're moving forward, no longer feeling stagnated. All right, to those of us that may have those types of partnerships out there, whether it's interpersonal erotic relationships or that which you say maybe you have, I know we're the only astrology firm to ever exist ever. However, if you have any other firm of any sort, however, we're not under statute or acting under statute. So therefore, we are those that direct federal agents. And so what we can do is be a lot more creative in moving forward in doing so. And that's why we are AstroCivics, and we do not separate the astrology from law, for the law is based on the astrology. All righty, so let's get in line with our sacred geometry here. Then, let's void a course after this, guys. All right, so make no major transactions if you're up doing your Amazoning, you're up doing your drop shipping, purchasing, so to speak, even though you shouldn't be purchasing anything, actually. However, since you're under occupation, you should be reserving your rights. That is what we're actually confidently sharing with you, to reserve your rights in doing so. Maybe you want to hold off on hitting that checkout button, just leave things in the cart there. All righty, because it's going to be about 6 hours and 27 minutes that Luna's going to be void of course before it actually ingresses Sagittarius. As you guys can see here, it's happening in the 2nd house too. Very interesting. 2nd house deals with your values and your possessions, and you may be looking to possess something that may be a little foreign, or something that will be possibly a book that you always wanted to kind of get. So if you're dealing with any type of publishing or dealing with some self-help books and you wanting to grow in your self-conscious mind and your subconscious mind to no longer be self-conscious, what you can really allow yourself to do is really secure in a very hunter's fashion. You can really hunt out the things that are necessary so that you can possess the things that will really bring you to a higher level of esteem within yourself. Self-esteem deals with self-estimation. I think here you will be able to even write, maybe even journal some things pertaining to some ways that you feel, so that you can better secure how you're going to stand and moving forward in your life. All righty. And from Sagittarius, Luna is actually ruling over the assisting in ruling, along with Mercury in the 12th, over the 9th house there, guys. Very interesting, because as you can see, if I'm not mistaken, Cancer and Capricorn are intercepted, signs intercepted within the 3rd and 9th house. So when it comes to that 9th house there, Luna is assisting in rulership along with Mercury there. All righty, since Gemini is on the 9th house cusp. So if there's some fascination and denial pertaining to how you're securing yourself at the home, maybe there's a means for you to really go in and do some real self-evaluation so that you can actually better your own thinking, so that you can be much more effective for you and your loved ones. All righty, again, without capitulating to the Federal Reserve System. Again, draughtsmanship. Maybe you need to write something to these beings that are actually supposed to be taking on the quote unquote debts, right? They have the obligation. An obligation is a debt, period. So when they swear oaths, they have a contract and swear an oath. Maybe, just maybe, the billing address should be 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, or maybe the so-called address pertaining to the different secretaries where they are, so that the United States can foot the quote unquote bill, so to speak, right? Even though the bill is supposed to be a means of exchange. However, we already know you guys are dealing with vouchers from these beings. Maybe when you're dealing with your so-called electricity, maybe the place that's being serviced by way of a natural area code, look that up, NAC natural area code, codify your location. However, even let's do some studies on it. I'm going to further my studies on that also. Shout out to our loved ones at the Jurisprudence Gem. However, what you could possibly do is write yourself into a situation where, maybe your location is receiving the energy. However, Jennifer Branham, where she is, the Department of Energy, is quote unquote taking care of the exchange, that is, from the energy companies, the electricity companies. After that, I have a trine, all righty, a perfect harmony, it seems, all righty, on the 27th of, just actually 7 minutes after this ingress, Luna and Jupiter, all righty. Here's a fire trine for you. So being highly active and making sure we're igniting things and taking on the air around us to be able to, really expand our creativity from the things that we've learned. So we're taking our higher learning and creative energies, all righty, those areas in life that are clearly, 5 houses from one another. However, Jupiter is there now, right? Hold on, let's see what we got there. That's November 14th. That's very beautiful, though. That is another trine, though. It's all good. We just got to go back one. It's all good. I think we got the double button press there. Let's see if it'll take us back to the 27th. That's 7. I know it's a fire trine. I saw water. I'm like, hey, that's agua. Right? I was like, Jupiter is in Aries. Like, hold on, it's in Pisces. There we go. We're all good there. All righty. So this is a fire trine, and of course, it's taking place still. Luna's in the 2nd house. All righty. And Jupiter is there still, actually in the 5th, right? Ruling along with Neptune over the 5th, right? This fire trine is really allowing us to expand our ideals, all righty, to really find a way to creatively institute that which is very fortunate for our standing. All righty. So you guys can be able to, maybe there's some foreign mother, right? Let's say if you grew up, you were adopted, or you had a different kind of mother. Maybe your aunt raised you, maybe your grandmother raised you. And here, what you're going to be able to do is find ways of using those ideas from that loved one and be able to really sincerely, really expand the way that you understand, right? Institute is understanding. So you'll be able to understand things that will be comprehensive, as well as there will be something, again, that you will really and sincerely allow yourself to read, and then be able to, take yourself seriously and sincerely studying. You don't just have to listen to somebody vicariously and think you're studying. That's not, you can, a lot of times, the griots will pass down from lip to ear. However, you're going to have to put some practicality behind it. You don't just want to be a knowledge dump. You're just sitting there, just absorbing, knowledge and not doing anything about it. All righty. So this would be a means for you to really find the perfect harmony between the way you're securing a way of expansively instituting your values and being creative, so that not only can you value yourself and have higher self-esteem, and you can also evaluate the way that you're going to be able to relate in the home with your loved ones and little ones. All righty. And my last transit here is a quartile between Mercury and Pluto, actually. So when it comes to communication and travel, short-term travel, right? And Pluto, policy enforcement came to my mind, because I know when it comes to Gemini, 3rd house energies, and Mercury, that's usually policy enforcers, right? Squaring Pluto, though, just lets me know that there's going to be a challenge in transforming, because I think a lot of people are going to be holding people that are enforcing policy, whether it's local policy enforcement or those that are amongst other, areas pertaining to the executive branch. All righty, they're going to see that the people are not going for being indentured slaves, because people are really seeing, not just by some emotional stance, they're actually going to have some actual knowledge and research and be able to quote statute behind slavery being unlawful. There is no law that says, slavery is legal and lawful. It's only, there or in action, right, or active based on your consent. A lot of things that happen here, guys, are based on your consent, right? So where Mercury is clearly in the 11th house here, guys. All right, it's in the 11th house at 26 degrees, 12 minutes. All righty, and Pluto, all righty, is here at 26 degrees, 12 minutes. All righty, clearly in the second house. So again, these are two second house type energies. The 11th house is second to the 10th. The 10th house is where you stand amongst your peers. It's also your career. However, it's also your discipline house. It's your discipleship house. So what values from your discipleship are really taking place? All right. And you will find that when it comes to, how you stand amongst your peers, your actual status amongst your peers, right, which the part of spirit is here, along with Mercury, you'll actually do a whole lot better being able to make sure you pour within to yourself the knowledge that is necessary so that you can actually become a better being, so that you can sincerely grow. Again, I know what it's like to grow up the mother's only child, right? I am the poster child for being spoiled. However, I will also let you know that I know the pros and cons pertaining to that. So if you really want to better yourself in that only child energy and really be Mary's Jesus, so to speak, without, taking on the mythology pertaining to white supremacy, which is based on our zodiac constitution. What I'm actually saying is just going within, being that great I am within, so that the waters around you will really be able to quench your thirst and not drown you, due to the fact that you've really found the values in discipleship. All right, and being very disciplined in yourself by following the divine instruction. There's nothing wrong with following divine instruction here, guys, without thinking you need some man over you. There are some things that have been written. Everything has been brought for us to save a nation. We're to take it and save ourselves. All right, according to the oral statement in prophecy number 1 of Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. All righty. So with Pluto there being in the second house, guys, really is an accidental debilitation, because Pluto does much better in the 8th house. It's just really saying that we'll be able to really transform those gates pertaining to hell, right? Because sometimes the second house is called the gates of hell, depending on which level of astrology you're actually reading to, or branches or things like that. So what you can actually do really here is get over the obstacle of not finding the values in how you stand by transforming the hell, which is the mindset that's been really keeping you short of your goals, not the people around you. It's your mindset and how you actually evaluate your own self-image. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, to my beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased, Brother Terrell Tamari Bay. Let me see, are we here yet? Let me hit that button. Boom shakalaka. TikToker, don't stop her. And here we go. We yield the floor to you, beloved brother. Islam.
Islam. We're looking at the 28th of October, 2022, Crusade Qual. Right, Moor calendar year will be 1440. So we're looking at sunrise, 5 degrees, Scorpio, 2 minutes. Yeah, so really just dive into yourself. Really acknowledge one's weaknesses and strengths. Yoga, breathing exercises, and whatever studies that you're into, really just take it as it is. Don't take it for granted, and be open to shattering your reality. Because that energy is potent with what's happening astrologically. So yeah, on this this Friday, this holiday, be open into your studies, scriptural studies, astrological studies, and cross-reference, see how they are synonymous rather than separated, so to speak. Yeah. So moving on. Jupiter is going to move into Pisces. Jupiter is going back into Pisces. Jupiter rules Pisces. This was before sunrise.
Yeah, it definitely is. Let's see. I was moving it by the seconds here. So let me go and put 08 here now. Let's see. 07. Let's see. Let's do a 07. Right. I was going off of the calendar because I know if I would have put Jupiter in Pisces, it probably would have shot us 12 years in advance somewhere. Right. So it is definitely saying it's taking place at 0100 in 10 minutes. So let me, I guess, take it to, I don't know, let's do 16, maybe. By the time there. So I just want to be able to get you the house that it's actually in when it's doing that. Still at 0 degrees. Let's do 34. All right. Let's see what we come up with there. Let me hit that time. Interesting. It must be a real late one, bro. Real late. Let's do 52 and see what happens when we put in 52 then. Are we at 29:59 yet in Pisces? Let's see. Interessante, bro. Oh, that is interesting. I'm just gonna, all right, let's get 57. Oh. We'll do that. I'll save it. So that I can come back. All that time I was hitting apply time, what possessed me to hit enter? Right? All righty. So let's bring this up. Thank you all for your patience in advance. All right. Shimon Lee. All right. Still at 110, right? 152. Right. Let's do a interactive chart adjust. Very interesting. Okay, let's apply time for this particular one here. Oh, it's still at 52. Wouldn't know. Thought it said 57 just now. That's where I had it saved. All right. Let's see what we got there. We're gonna hunt this one on down. Really? Don't tell me it's 1 second off. Wow, it might actually be 11-11, bro. Either way, I think it's going to take place in the 8th house. I think that's very interesting. So let's do 11 here, as well as 12 seconds, I guess. Let's see. Let's see what happens. That's still in Aries. I am reading that right? 28th October 2022, right? I'm still reading that correct, aren't I? All right, I just want to make sure. All right, let's continue. This is fun. I like kind of hunting this thing down. Shimon. Interesting. That's what happens when I move 1 minute. I'm just curious. I'm gonna move 1 minute from 1:11:30. Hey, look at that. Looky, Astro Cookie. Does that satisfy you, Brother Jag? I guess we could utilize that one, right?
That works.
All right, sweet. Now set the next one. I yield the floor to you, beloved brother. Islam.
Islam. All right, so Jupiter, 29 degrees, Pisces, 59 minutes. Jupiter is retrograde. And you see Jupiter's in the 8th house. So this is pretty much that aha moment. The recognition or the acknowledgement of that that wisdom that has been bestowed upon you from times ago. It's actualizing now. It's starting to make sense. You're able to nourish yourself or provide yourself with the wisdom or the courage, so to speak, to actually actualize or indulge in specifically this knowledge or this wisdom that may seem very unsettling, or you could just say occult-like. It's the topic of discussion that no one talks about, so to speak. So to be well versed in this topic of discussion, you could ruffle some feathers or whatever, and it could bring you it could bring benefic energies to you that have like mind individuals, or it could also bring turmoil to certain relationships that have been based off of whatever guideline. Because this is the moment that you stand up for yourself, basically. Whatever you have been studying, whatever information that it's more so like an intuitive impulse. However, now you're seeing it through the picture retargeting, like you're having a thought, or you're having a conversation with a close friend, and then now you're seeing this thing on the internet or on your phone. So it's bringing you that clarity, oh, so this actually was true, or I heard my friend say this before, and you're just hearing this same information from someone else who you think is more credible. So now this information, this wisdom is being actualized or being brought to the forefront for a more benefic lifestyle, rather than being a slave, so to speak, as Brother Hassan was speaking of. Involuntary servitude. That's the topic of discussion with this Jupiter going back into Pisces, and it's conjunct Neptune, right? Yeah, so just really focus on cleansing yourself, because Pisces is opposite of Virgo, so that's pertaining to your health. And that's we're not just talking about the things that you eat, all sort of programs that you go through, from again what you watch, what you listen to, who you converse with on a day-to-day basis. All of those things pertain to your who you are and who you are not. So to identify that is potent here with this Jupiter reverting back into Pisces. Because it's like what would really satisfy you versus what you told yourself you were satisfied by someone else's guidelines, or someone else's reality, or someone else's wants and desires or value system, whatever. it's recognizing how to, you know, cut that off. You know, thinking for oneself, Jupiter and Pisces. Moving on, the moon's going to sextile Saturn. The moon is in Sagittarius, and Saturn is in Aquarius. Saturn's at 18 degrees, 37 minutes in the first house, ruled in the first house, and it's up. And the moon is in the 10th house, right? And that's ruling the first, the second house. And the 11th house. Okay. Yeah, so this is the moon and Sag in the 10th house. So now we're taking a stand. We're taking a stand on the things that we have been indulging in lately. So Saturn is bringing us that opportunity to enforce this discipline, or to conserve or preserve this knowledge rather than waste it on folly, so to speak. So Saturn is giving this opportunity to basically take notes and really take time to study and challenge yourself with this thing, with this wisdom or this school of thought or this information that you may be indulging in. Saturn is telling you to, or showing you how to amplify the discipline, or showing you the beauty in the discipline, because without the work or the effort, you have no result. So that's what Saturn is showing the philosopher. So okay, you know all these philosophical concepts or whatever. Now it's okay. So you bring that to fruition now with action or work, which is Saturn, right? So this is the moment to hone in on what we've been indulging in, whatever that may be, and specifically, you know, anything pertaining to detail. Saturn is detail and structure. You know, it has to have a foundational basis. What is your foundation, and what are you building off of? And that's this moons and Sag. So it's like, okay, so you have this philosophical idea pertaining to how you are to go about your day-to-day life. Okay, so now, how does that work? Okay, so you know about it. So now it's being it specifically. You can only be what you know. So if you aren't acting as what you know, or being what you know, you're missing the point, which would be, you know, Saturn again coming around the same time with the same lesson. Until you get it, you're gonna have the same experience over and over again. So this is the moment for us to really hone in on everything that we know and to take it into consideration rather than just go, let's just say, flinging about this information because it's something that we just heard, so to speak. Instead of just hearing it and being like, oh my God, it's like a child in a candy store. It's being, you want to now go into that study and see what it is that was actually said, just like Brother Hassan says something about USC 1, and it's talking about insane persons definitions. Go look it up instead of, you know, you just hearing it. That doesn't do anything. You just heard something, it's like, yeah. No, go study it for yourself. That's the energy. That's Saturn, for real. All right, so moving on, Moon's gonna square Neptune. So, and this is it. So it's like you're gonna emphasize that discipline, or you're gonna be fooled by misinterpretation. so to speak. Letting your emotions be misguided by like moving too fast. So we see Neptune's in the 10th, it's retrograde. The moon's in the 6th, they're both at 23 degrees, right? So 6th house, naturally.
Fucking wow. Okay, I'm over it. Yo, that is bananas, bro. Goodness
6th house,
gracious.
naturally. What'd you say?
That is just, yeah. I didn't see it. When you said 23 degrees, I said, what? And I looked at it and see what Neptune is. I'm like, holy fucking shit. Like, that's why I'm like, whoa, bro.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's why I said, bro, that's why, I'm like, yo, I don't want us wasting time with any controversy, yo. We are the best. Like, we really are about to be moving forward with that. Either you win with us or you watch us win. Like, I'm telling you, bro, that's what we're about. That's what's on. That's what's happening. That's why when you're like 23 degrees, I'm like, well, hold on, what? And it's like, yo, it's really happening. Like, okay, the things that, how we have visions and we don't check the charts yet? Or am I the only one on this one?
That shit's overwhelming.
Okay. So, then yeah, because you know what I'm talking about. And as soon as you said 23 degrees, I'm like, what? Like, okay, bro. My man is at 23 degrees. So I'm like, I seize it, right? Just got to go through this third strike with Neptune, bro. And I'm telling you, man, it's going to be like, fuck a rocket ship. We're literally going to be on a spaceship, bro. A flying saucer. It turned on a dime. Anyway, I yield, bro. I yield. You just kind of sparked something when you said 23 degrees.
No, you got it, bro. Yeah, so I was in the 6th, naturally. Virgo ruled that house, Mars is ruling that house, but it always will pertain to detail, health, our day-to-day activities. So the moon's there and there's Sag there. So Sag is unique, very different.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just a moment of this is the day live moment. It's like you put on the glasses. You're forced to put on the glasses, though, so to speak. If you've never seen Day Live, you should probably watch it. This will be a great day to actually watch that film as well. Actually, it will make you probably a lot of bit uncomfortable if you've never seen it. That's for sure. Yeah, so Neptune's in the 10th house. The natural business world, or the corporate, the natural ways of living, or that corporate America, so to speak, lifestyle. The light is shining all of its beauty on that falsehood. The moon in Sagittarius is teaching people how to basically, connect to their national roots and natural roots. And then Neptune would kind of pertain to you being more, all of the man-made stuff is man-made. I don't care about that stuff. But more than likely, that same person who said that has on something man-made. So it's like it's just a contradiction. So it's able to see the difference in misinterpretations, or someone just looking to sound intellectual or deep because of their let's just say what they do. They do tarot or whatever. But they don't really like tarot though, or something, but they do it because they know it gives them finances, right? So it's like going through the motions between like knowing when to trust your intuition and do the things that feed your soul, rather than doing something for some sort of external gain or fame or nobility, so to speak. To be at this sort of pedestal, or to be at this point, to get some sort of acknowledgement, like it's basically slapping you in the face if you aren't sincere. So it's best for you to be sincere within the things that you're doing, because it's going to basically smack you in the face, because people aren't stupid. And, you know, if you think all people are stupid, I'd feel bad for you, because everyone isn't gullible.
Correct.
Everyone doesn't believe just because you are Kanye West. Kanye West has all of the attention right now, okay? Because Kanye West said it. Oh my God. It's okay, cool, whatever. Who cares? But the reality is Kanye's at a certain position in life. So when Kanye says certain things, it will get attention. That's just the reality of it. But you could have heard that exact same line from your friend, and I don't know, he's the guru guy of your friend group, whatever. Who cares?
Wow.
The point is really just to live your life and make sure you're living your life. That's this Moon square Neptune. You know, with that, I yield the floor.
Interesting. 23 degree Sag is faith, and Macabre is at about 23 degrees, 43 minutes ish.
Yeah.
In Pisces.
Yeah.
So that 23 degree Sag is faith.
And then 23 degrees Neptune, Macabre, that shit
Macabre is like 43 minutes off of that 23, bro.
That is so funny.
Yeah, because, you know, like, Macabre is, you know, honors but dangers from fire, fever, cuts, and blows.
Uh-huh. And it's like setting preferment. Like, you may be at a high point, but you know, when you go north, there's only the one other way you can go. That's south.
Correct. Ugh. Jesus Christ. All right.
Think before you act. Yes.
Yeah.
Seriously, because I know we've all been there. Let's just go back to that time when we made a decision that we really didn't want to do it, and we did it, and then after we did it, it was like, oh God, I knew it. Silly me. Moon square Neptune.
Wow. Luckily, Jupiter is there assisting, though. But it's like, it's at 29 degrees. It's like, does that really make it better?
And if it's going to Macabre.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because 29 degrees is like the fatalistic degree. I mean, it's also.
But that is Rabati, though. Rabati is a beautiful nakshatra.
See, and that's the thing. That's why I enjoy us knowing both, yes, the Tropic and the Vedic astrology, because it's like, you know, there are some people, you know, some of our colleagues, you know, pertaining to, you know, that professional astrology place, they refuse to do Tropic astrology.
Yeah.
So someone like, I only focus on this. And I got to be honest with you, like, technically, that is kind of what I think our foundation is, because after we did Veritas, you know, Veritas is all sidereal.
Indeed.
It's just that we know how to look at the Tropic along with the sidereal.
It's like the epitome of the left arm, right arm.
You said what?
Oh, it's the epitome of the left arm and the right arm, and they do this. Yeah, because that Vesica Pisces, that Venn diagram in the middle is due to the celestial pole and the equatorial pole, so to speak. So when we're looking at the center for the ecliptic pole, let me say, the difference between the ecliptic pole and the equatorial poles, and then, you know, encompassing those points, then you have this Vesica Pisces, you know, in the middle, this Venn diagram. And so that's why we're able to really be those here at the North Gate that can see this thing clearly, because we're obviously the ones that are meant to, you know, and instead of, you know, doing anything that's not, you know, consistent with that reality. So it's not any reason that the Veritas wasn't shared with us. You know, there's got to be a reason. And it goes far beyond, like you said, than just listening to people and, oh, well, we believe it. It's just like, but you're still doing federal agency. Like, can you further assist in making sure that we can have anything that you enjoy, like eating or
having to wear, or you want to go someplace and take a trip, you know you can do that without a passport. How do you travel without a passport? I don't know. Let's say you want to go near, I don't know, Switzerland. Why don't you speak to the Swiss embassy and get an invite? And that way you can travel without a passport, because you're being honorable and staying in universal principle. So, you know, not to be doom and gloom astrologers, even though we know 29 degrees, Jesus Christ, is, you know, that's near Pisceum. Even though Pisceum, the tail of the western fish, has a fatalistic influence, I think Jupiter will be just coming off of that at 1 degree 30 minutes in Aries, where it would be now. So Jupiter's already dealt with that energy. It's going to go back over it again. I'm just saying.
Just have some courage. Stand up for what you know, not what you believe.
Mm-hmm. And really try to figure out, like, I think a lot of people, like, seriously, Brother Jag, I mean, and your brother Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of people need Federal Reserve System rehabilitation because they have seemingly enjoyed going places and doing things and having materials from breaking the law. But people gonna say, well, I didn't know I was breaking the law, so I was doing it in good faith. Cool, you know now. Once I found out I was breaking the fucking law, I was like, whoa, cold turkey, got to stop. Just like how Mother Malika is saying at the Jurisprudence Gem. Well, what are you going to do? Stop the cold turkey? Does that mean we're going to suffer? Are we going to suffer? Talking collectively here.
People don't have faith. They
And
really
that's
don't.
where the moon is. When you were speaking on, I'm like, yo, that is 23 degrees Sag is faith. They're on the 28th at what? 2100, 3658. Like, we got to really have faith. Like, the Federal Reserve System is a faith-based currency system. So right. Can you really admit that your God is not the Federal Reserve System? Like, the Federal Reserve System is your God. What you say, bro?
Faith-based and consent-based.
Faith-based and consent-based. So does that, so now that we're that way, does that mean now everybody goes and gets 2 pieces of wood each for us at 7HealStar Astrology Firm, a crown of thorns for each of us, and 3 nails for each of us for us to be crucified because we're telling the fucking truth? Oh no, he's not helping with the Federal Reserve and us just going along to get along. We got to get rid of these motherfuckers. Is that what's supposed to take place?
Good luck with that.
Because I'm just saying, as soon as they think to do some shit like that, they'll have a fucking aneurysm. Or as soon as they go to start their land conveyance to go to Home Depot to get the wood, their shit's gonna blow up with no bomb attached to it.
Why?
I'm serious. People have no idea how divine the protection around us really is. And when those that are our loved ones are around us, they're really protected too until they combat or go against it. I really think we really need to evaluate it. Would you say, Ron?
I made me think of the, it was better for you to not, I'm paraphrasing, it was better for you to not take hold of the gospel plow. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing though. I forget which
It is better for you to not have put your hand to the gospel plow at all than to put your hand to the gospel plow and let it go. I'm probably paraphrasing Prophet Noble Drew Ali also. But yeah, why declare and proclaim your nationality only to be mediocre?
Why be mediocre? Like, why is that even a fucking, but yo, that's funny. That's funny. Again, that's holding instructions for thy children, the 2nd degree. Paraphrasing. It's up to you if your child is a useful or worthless member of the community. I'm paraphrasing.
Correct.
I'm butchering a little bit. Useful or worthless member of the community. It's something before that.
So what does that? what does that say technically then add to your wisdom about our mothers? Look what we've grown to. Despite what disagreements we may have with their strategizing in quote unquote, you know, bringing us up or raising us up, look at where we are. Look at what we're doing. How useful or worthless are we actually to society? We're the best. Let me just say.
My mom's a champ. You hear me?
My mother's got to be a champ too overall.
She gotta be.
All of our moms have got to be champs because look, we're not suckers. We learn to reserve our rights in a system where we're under occupation instead of saying, "Oh, everybody got to survive." Like that's coward talk.
That's sellout talk. That means you
sellout talk.
That means you gonna sell your own people for comfort.
You'll break up your family for a faith-based currency.
I fucked up. I yield. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
I yield too.
I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry, but I yield.
Yeah, we're definitely not sorry at all.
So.
There's no point to apologize for the truth. Hey, look, I just told you the truth. Let me apologize. No, the truth is stern. It don't change and it don't pass away. Therefore, it needs no apology.
It's on.
Period. We yield the floor to our beloved brother in whom we're well pleased. Braveheart L. Yo.
That's fine. All right, we got the sun transiting Scorpio. This is for the sunrise for the Saturn day. So 6 degrees. This is man, just dive into the unknown. Yeah, that's what I can say for Scorpio season. Dive into the unknown. And I will yield for that and get into, let's see, what we got for the first of the day.
Moon opposing
lunar Martian reflection.
Yes,
happening before the sunrise. All
right, bam. Shout out to Mars being one house away. Oh, nope, dang it. Did I say it too soon? Oh, still good. My car, you learn it laugh. So we got 4 and 10. All right. So we've got a lunar Martian reflection here. This is occurring in the 4th and the 10th house. So Luna, Sagittarius, 4th house. This is all about nurturing yourself by just means of maybe being a homebody or like kind of looking through some photo collections, things of that matter maybe, or really just watching one of your favorite kind of like foreign inspirational shows, maybe like some anime or a movie you're not really used to. Mars being in Gemini and the 10th. This is about being open to making some changes. So lunar Martian reflection is all about finding means to nurture yourself to take the necessary steps for your career. So Luna and Sagittarius is all about creative arts or being optimistic. So while this reflection is occurring, you could be getting or like receiving clarity or steps, or really just as my bros just talk about, like strengthening your faith. So knowing that whatever seeds were planted, that cycle is almost done for harvest. So really just taking what needs to be shooken up at the home and also at the job and just comparing and balancing those two. And with that, let's see, who's that final expositor? Venus over Mars. Where's she at? The 3rd, yeah. So this is going to be mainly mental. It's going to be mental. So maybe just talking to someone at your job, like maybe asking someone, especially if there's like a job fair that's going on, like some job fair, asking like the quote unquote professionals or whatever, or someone that that does what you would like to do. And just asking them some questions or getting like advice on or, in that fashion. So, yep, for that, and when we get into the next aspect, we have a lunar Mercurian sextile.
Speak up.
Growth opportunity. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was telling them to speak up.
Oh, speak up. Say it with your chest.
Yeah, what's that moon opposed Mars?
Man, brother
Don't
Jack.
be so moved.
I'm telling you, bro. I think I'm really need to get that camera, yo. Just the things that be.
Yeah.
Like, my gosh, bro.
Already. Need a camera crew.
Man, camera crew. I need more than the camera. I need the crew too. Right? So we got a lunar and Mercurian sextile here. 12 in second house. Wow. Wow. Look at that. So yeah, I think this is going to be yeah, if you, like I said, Brother Jack was talking about yoga. So yeah, whether you're like doing yoga or even just simple as grounding, right? Going outside, planting your feet in the ground, or even just, like I said, just sitting in the chair, soaking up the sun, feeling the breeze. That's grounding too. I think, I definitely think and feel that once the collective, really kind of sits and just inquire, like even taking the notebook outside and maybe just journaling, or they could be conversing, maybe with like their guides or their beings at their altar, for those that do that, or just like singing, at the home, because we got Mercury, Sun, Venus, and the South Node all in that 12th house. So this is definitely mental, what's hitting. So Sun and Venus and, South Node. So what could be hidden is what's comfortable, right? And with Luna being there in the second too, yeah. This is about like your daily routine here. What some would say, and really just like recognizing your worth. So I think with this Mercury Luna sextile, you're able to start balancing just how you are like optimistic about life. And that's just from yourself. So definitely having some realizations in private, in meditation, and your stillness, as some would say. And yeah, just really be opening to taking this newfound clarity, so that now you can add that on to what you've already got going on for yourself. Jupiter, yes, now in Pisces, yeah. You're definitely gonna be able to start studying, and not only getting the wisdom and clarity, but the strength and action to follow through behind everything that you're doing. And with that, I will yield. What we got next? We got Luna squaring Jupiter next.
That's funny. You got the moon sextile Mercury and then the Luna square Jupiter. That's interesting.
All right, so yeah, after this, Luna will be going over the course.
11 minutes.
For 11 minutes, so you just gotta hold, slow it down for 11 minutes.
You can't do that. Like something wrong. Just
what is the problem? Forever.
Forgive me if y'all hear something in the background. I'm doing my best to go and check the chat. And you guys know I have this hooked up to the projector, and the projector has its own speaker. So I'm not trying to, disturb the flow, disturb the groove. I'm just going to come in and see if I can look at the chat.
Down. You got it, bro. It's your moon square Jupiter. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's the name of that song.
Yeah, moon's in the second, Jupiter's in the fourth.
It's let's look at the sun. Man, I can't even type.
Shout out to Awakened Soul in the chat. Awakened Soul 144 Eternal. Gratitude indeed for the interactions in the chat, and thank you for joining us while we're live.
Gratitude indeed. There we go. Don't disturb this groove. Don't disturb this groove.
I'm not really sure what the lyrics are, but I know the melody.
All right. Luna squaring guru. All right. So we have Luna in the second, still transing Sag. And we have Guru back in Pisces, right? So second and fourth. So this is mental. So this is definitely a mental challenge here. But yeah, this is about how you can take your faith and your philosophies and really expound that upon just your home. And this is with the physical and like spiritual temple as well, quote unquote, our bodies and our spiritual bodies. Really taking just different types of faith and religion. So really taking things that are foreign and that we haven't studied so that we can apply that to our minds, to our loved ones' minds. And this is at the home. This is talking to them in private. This is even, I'm getting like somebody's even teaching their loved ones in their dreams if they don't even want to take it in the 5 cycle, you know, teaching them while they rest and recharge. Second, too, is also about finances. So really realizing that, like Brother Hassan has been, you know, we've been telling you all is about, you know, the Federal Reserve notes. That's, you know, money doesn't make the man. National standards does. So we're really going to be able to start seeing our worth outside of the Federal Reserve notes, because I think that's what a lot of the collective is. They base beings by what they have and instead of who they are as a being, as a person. So it's like, oh, well, yeah, he's got 100,000, 100K, this or that. So he's this and come on, y'all. I think we really want to like start getting back to the actuality of things. And yeah, Luna's being ruled by Guru too. So yeah, this is a real like internal expansion. Really being able to just stop and smell the internal roses within yourself so that we can really start seeing and experiencing why all the challenges happen, how they had to happen, and just how we're continuing to grow and expand. So yeah, definitely taking that time to really observe that within yourself. And with that, I will yield for that Luna Jupiter square, and Luna will be void of course, as we said, for a light 11 minutes. So just hold out on that major spending so that you can experience buyer's remorse for only 11 minutes. You know, yeah, man, I ain't listened to him and I bought that. I didn't like it. You know, I just couldn't wait that 11 minutes.
Well, tough life.
All right, so now we have a lunar ingress into Capricorn. Woohoo, look at me. I'm going good. I'm going good. I know, Brother Jack. I know you're over there waiting. I didn't even say it to you, but I know you said it to yourself. All right, so Luna ingressing Capricorn and the 8th. So yeah, this is a this is like a structure transformation curve. As you know, that Luna rules Cancer and doesn't feel as home in Capricorn, right? But I think with this, like we're able to really start embracing like who we are.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa, yeah. Hold on. Time skipped. Time skipping with Time Star Muhammad Bey.
Man, that's what happens when that button, I'm telling you, that button gets pressed twice. I am definitely quote unquote guilty of doing that, but we're never guilty, actually. See, that's the one thing I like about 7HealStar Astrology Firm. We can actually be accountable and open and honest without having to take on any energies to feel guilty about what it is that we do. Because I think full disclosure is our standard. As long as we're upfront, there's nothing else to really have to go off of. So yeah, we're too cool to be embarrassed. Hashtag we're too cool to be embarrassed while we're, building this thing while we're flying it. I yield.
There you go, sir. There you are. 29th of October.
Yes. All right. So we have this lunar ingress on the Saturn day. Look at that. Luna and Capricorn on a Saturn day, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Second house. So yeah, structure, once again, like I said, how we view ourselves and our finances. And just like the self-authority within us. So yeah, being able to, I think some events are going to happen that's, I don't want to say like challenge, but are really going to help you see that we do have authority, we do have status, we do have power. Not in a sense of, well, I got this, so I can do this, but really just seeing who we are as a collective, as different beings, like, because I think a lot of things have been shunned upon and hidden in the dark. But just like we said with that eclipse energy, a lot of things are going to be out of the closet. So with this lunar ingress into Capricorn, wow, Saturn, where you at? Saturn, yeah, Saturn's in the third house and Aquarius. So this is going to be about it's kind of like mentally prepping yourself, prepping your mind. Like I said, study, man. I think a lot of beings are really start to see that studying and reading books isn't bad, even though, like, well, I'm out of high school, so what do I really need to, read that? And it's like, life is a continuous teacher. Just because it's not made cool, don't mean it's not cool. So, yeah, man, like, I think like once you see something or read or hear about something that you haven't before, it's going to spark that interest. And it's like, wow, instead of me, spending all these hours watching Netflix, I'm going to change up my routine. And, I'm still going to watch Netflix, but for at least 1 hour, I'm going to read some books, or I'm going to, study a little bit of 7HealStar, just day by day. And then you'll start to see, like, when you're being kind of like that father figure to yourself, that authoritative figure to yourself and your energy, things will move and occur a lot easier. With that.
Absolutely. I draw the pose that Lilith too. That's so funny. It's like, it's like you knew this all along. So hello, said Saturn.
Like, hello, I mean, knock.
Like that's like the that ice cream truck. They're like, hello. Yo. Seriously, man. Like, I'm telling you, it's just like the theme already is, it seems like what we're going over, a portion of the theme is, are you really ready to be real with yourself? Or are you really ready to just continue to keep lying to yourself? Caveat though, you have to admit you're a liar to yourself out loud.
So self-accountability, anyone?
Period. That's the best hypnosis is accountability. Because there's nothing worse than, being accused of, doing hypnosis. Let's be upfront. When 7HealStar Astrology Firm applies hypnosis, it's the kind of hypnosis that keeps you responsible, so that we're not under your will, you're not under our will. We can have sincere evaluations that are internal and then externalize the results, so that we cannot be liars to ourselves. We must really see what's going on for real. So that's the only chosen hypnosis. Out of all the hypnoses I've ever studied, the best one is accountability. Why? Because it's technically not hypnosis. It just allows you to not avoid yourself. Because a lot of people don't recognize that the issues that they're having is based on an internal rationalization that is not accountable, not for real. I yield. Kiwi.
Yeah, so yeah, just be real with yourself. What we can say, you know, when I ask you to be real with us, you know, you can only be real with the being in the
Thou art suspected, answer with freedom. Whom should suspicion of fright except the guilty?
Bars. What chapter is that again, though?
That's circle 7. That's chapter 43. The insufficiency
43.
of knowledge. The insufficiency
of knowledge. Islam.
What we got next? We got an ingress back to back. Bang bang. Bang bang.
Mm-hmm. Being Moorish American is not hard. It really isn't.
No.
It really
isn't. Being yourself is the key. That's so. What do Moorish Americans do, bro?
They've been taught by Prophet Noble Drew Ali to be themselves. It's just, are people actually getting the lessons, or are they even opening the lessons and then sincerely going to it? You know what I mean? Like at least twice, if not 3 times in a 7-day cycle.
To see for themselves.
Dang, man. Hashtag accountability. All right, I yield.
Well, look at here. All right, y'all. So we have a Mercurian ingress into Scorpio. What looks like to be the 7th house, which is looky. Astro Cookie.
Correct.
That's interesting. Prices on the rise. Muy.
So I just want to ask, have all the ingresses been 2nd and 8th house? I'm just saying, Jupiter retrograde, ingress Pisces in the 8th house. You just had what ingress in the 2nd, Brother Sean? What is ingress? That was what?
Capricorn.
That was Luna in Capricorn in the 2nd. I had Luna in Sagittarius in the 2nd. Now Mercury's ingressing in the 8th house. Wow, do you see that? It's a 2-8 kind of ingress situation so far. I yield.
Shout out to that 8th house ingress. Almost for a second I looked, I thought it was 7. No wonder why Brother Jack didn't laugh.
Islam.
So wow, Mercurian ingress in the 8th. Interessante. This is all about Venus got the final say so. Yeah, these conversations about to be had about when it comes to civics, when it comes to about, you know, other people's quote unquote money, books and all that. Like I think all these conversations and things is going to be had now. We've got Sun and Venus right there as well in Scorpio. So yeah, making that separating, trying to it's Guru by sign. So yeah. Be open with having these communications about what is truth and what isn't, about things pertaining to your siblings that could be coming up. So like somebody's sibling could be in like finance or accounting, and it's like they might have got a lot of heat from some family members, like, oh yeah, they did that. And then things are going to start happening where beings are seeing like, oh, well, everything that so-and-so said, oh, man, he wasn't playing about. And now we're actually finally starting to see that for ourselves. So, you know, taking different information and really relaying that, so that you can not only be of your service to yourself but others. Because just like CM Bay, freedom is everybody's job. So don't be scared to take a couple steps because you're waiting to see how the steps are going to be for everyone else walking. It's like, well, I ain't gonna take them steps till I see what they do. And it's like, nah, then, it's like, are you going to win with us or watch us win? Are you going to take the steps? Or are you going to be over there like, oh man, I know I should have stepped with them what they did, but I just had to wait and see. So don't play the waiting game. Like, be okay with exploring the unknown, communicating the unknown, communicating about things that they'd be like, could be sensitive. So I think a lot of sensitive subject talks are going to be had. And I think what people don't want to talk about or are afraid to say, publicly, but they'll think it in their minds, all these conversations are going to be out and they're going to be had. And with that, I will yield and get into the next aspect. And we have a solar lunar sextile. Oh yeah, hey, yeah, keep going, Jack.
Y'all hilarious.
You got it. Don't worry about it. You got it.
Time skip for me. Times Regulus Muhammad.
Nah.
Hold on though, but hold on. That is an accidental dignity sun. It's not quite in the sixth house.
12. You got 12 minutes. You got 12 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you just got out of the sixth house. You know what I mean? When I say sun, over here, the sun, along with Mercury there. They're both in the fifth. So, all right, I yield.
No, I'm talking about Luna over there. Oh no.
Oh, yeah, you definitely got a seven.
Oh, no.
I know, right?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'll be forgetting you on like the seventh house. You funny, man.
I mean, hey, there's something going on with the relationships, partnerships, contracts.
He loves it. He just can't help it. He just
I'm getting that one song in my head. Build you up.
Yeah.
Is it me? Is it me or is that 633 auspicious as fuck? But anyway, I yield.
Goodness.
666.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh yeah, we got Sol y'all in the fifth and Luna in the seventh. Yeah, so this is getting creative. So this is like for those in partnerships, this is like let's say y'all been together for a minute, right? And this is like, your loved one loves coffee or some kind of sandwich. This is like doing something simple or different. So to assist your loved one, they could be like, oh wow, he really did that. Getting creative. Sun and Scorpios definitely being intense, but in a healthy, loving way. So this could even be like picking a show or seeing something for your loved one or for yourself or doing something for the little ones. So giving them the opportunity to truly be themselves and then give them that nurturing, a structural nurturing Luna in the seventh to let them be them and correct them as they go. So you're not hindering on their growth or their mindsets. With that energy, because the luminaries are in a soft aspect to grow. So the way you shine and the way you nurture yourself. So by individuality wise, it's just like I said, whether you want to get creative or whether you want to let's say you find something interesting, like you find a book or a subject. And now you're really diving heavily into that. And now you're able to fulfill yourself and your needs by diving into that. And now you're giving back to those and others, Luna, Capricorn, with the structure that you need. And also, this could be a time to kind of like make some changes, little soft knot changes in whether it be the business or the partnership, right? Jupiter's ruling over that from the 11th over Luna. And Mercury is ruling over Soul. So Mercury's in Scorpio, Jupiter's in Pisces, 5th and 11th again. So yeah, this is creating with the friend groups or making some new friends that are just in the lane, the area that you're doing, so that you can continue to fulfill yourself. So, you know, like if you're into painting, you know, and you meet some beings that, I don't know, like don't paint, you know, you don't want to gather yourselves of beings that are like opposite of what you're trying to do. You know, with that energy in Jupiter and 11. So yeah, new creative insights are going to be coming. But I think you're going to have to definitely sit still and be open to receiving that. And with that, I will yield and get into what we got for the last of the day. We have a lunar Venusian sextile here.
Beautiful way to end the day.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of painting. Ah!
Yo, that is hilarious.
Yes. Saya.
Is the minutes 33 again? Wow.
Man, I meant to tell. Oh man, I gotta show y'all this picture. So like, I was like listening to music in my conveyance or whatever, and it would sometimes show like the numbers. It was like 333/333, and I said, "Hold up."
What is happening here? That's usually probably what I think in my head when I start seeing those quote unquote synchronicities. Because you know, experience is the best teacher. So, you know, like I can gauge when certain events are going to happen, whether at home or abroad. So it's like certain ways the wind blow. If I see like a deja vu happen in a certain way, it's like, okay, I know this is about to happen. So let me actually affirm by saying that this is going to turn out in a favorable way. So I don't have to deal with an unfavorable, experience. So yeah, that's what happens when I see those synchronicities. I yield.
Yeah, Venus and Luna, 4th and 6th. Yeah, this is a really great day to like do like some like I said, like game night, maybe like a trivia game night here, whether it's at your domus or it could be a like restaurant or someplace doing like some kind of trivia night, spooky night or something, as we know that as it gets closer to the day that folks celebrate as Halloween, a lot of different events coming up, trivia, costume contest, and all that. So yeah, but I'm seeing somebody definitely doing something at the home here. Yeah. Secondly, let's say, this is like Scorpio. Yeah, this is like really able to say to like family, like a family meeting, family tree discussion. Yeah, like someone's gonna be going through kind of like their family tree, maybe just like going back through and kind of like looking at the history, getting that for somewhere out there and a collective with the beings as well. So yeah, and this is definitely going to come through heartfelt conversations. So once again, this is just being open to communicating on things that might we have known that we need to talk about but haven't because it makes us uncomfortable, or however you would like to look at it. Some might say, oh, they're toxic for wanting to talk about that, or they're controlling, right? But really they're just scared to be accountable and they don't want to do anything about that. So having these conversations, and with that, so I'm going to yield for that. And we're going to move into the Sunday, into the soul day. Pardon me.
Is that a sneeze? Yeah.
It's kind of like a little burp. Nah, sneeze, you'll know. That sneeze be loud, Joe. I'm like,
Oh, hilarious.
it's like a tiger sneeze instead of,
Bless you.
you're like, are you okay? I'm like,
Bless you.
I put my hand up, like, hold on, let me catch my breath. Like, yes, I'm okay. It was just heavy sneeze.
Bengal tiger sneeze. Okay.
Mango. Let's see. So we're at Sunday, sunset, 7 degrees Scorpio. All right. So yeah, make sure you just really enjoying yourself, finding ways to take what you're intense about, and instead of like, and not being like positive, finding positive ways to transmute that energy. So, instead of hurting somebody, just play some Call of Duty. Or somebody annoys you, hey, go take a jog or a run, instead of wanting to lay the smack down on them like it's Monday night.
I second that Call of Duty. It's the best place to get away with murder. I mean, not get in trouble for killing, stuff. But, okay, there's no way I can really paint that. Call of Duty is the shit. I mean, I love it, man. I love Call of Duty. It's like, oh my God, I can really take this energy out virtually. This is great. So it's so amazing.
And we got a lunar Uranian trine. Look at that.
Uh-oh, here we go. Let's go there.
Why Call of Duty? Because we're for peace and not destruction.
Yes, we don't need weapons.
At all.
Not really. However, how you?
All right, we got Luna in the 12th, and it's occurring at 14:21:09, so 2:21:09 post meridian 4, the Baltimore Corporation. So Luna's, we know that it's still transiting Capricorn in the 12th. We have Uranus and Taurus and 3rd house. So yeah, this is like an opportunity to get away. You can fly away. Yeah. Yeah, this is opportunity to really have that mental breakthrough. So yeah, to really able to take some ideas or concepts or just what development that you had and really just take that step forward. When it's like that dance, you're taking that one step now that you might take two. So now you're getting your 1-2 step on, right? Mentally, yes. Could be like I said, having these finances, like some could be stacking their finances, or others could be really looking to find means to like we've been saying, how to get things without having to give that energy, like finding ways to really getting order with the true nature and context of things. Aquarius is on the rise, so it's being poured out through whether we want to look at Saturn, and like I said, we got Uranus as a co-ruler, so Luna's right there, and Saturn's direct. So yeah, definitely feeling more comfortable or just more understanding of the concepts that you are learning that you have learned from your early childhood, that you have learned from any institutions that you have been into, and really incorporating what can work for you and applying that and letting go or spitting out the bones of what hasn't worked for you. Yeah, once again, so yeah, definitely journal, meditate, do the yoga, or wherever you can just find silence and peace to really have that time to really just kind of sit with yourself and understand and realize things with your mind and your finances. Because 12 and 3, yeah, it's all about like home life, what's hidden. So, kind of denying yourself might be hiding that clear gem moment, that aha moment that you could have been looking for.
Time to start investing in yourself with that energy, yo. Are you?
Yeah, that's the yourself. Look what they talking about. It's like, oh, this ain't gonna work. Okay. Keep that energy when it do work.
I can show you better than I can tell you.
While you're sitting over there saying it won't work, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, it won't work, to how it work. Watch. Yeah. They're gonna be like, it won't work, and then they'll be asking you how'd you make it work? And you'll be like, well, man, I told you.
I told you, little pessimist. I tried to tell you.
I told you, Mr. Pessimistic.
How did you do that? Well, I followed instruction and read. I made sure I used my eyes to read because I'm not an illiterate. Yeah. And then voila, look, results.
Look, magic. They call it magic. Oh my God. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You mean you actually went and did what you said and not just talked about it and waited and
oh my God.
You want it supposed to like magically drop out the sky and done for you, like I see? No.
Correct.
No, they thought it was a try. Oh.
What's in the entire Phuket, Thailand?
They didn't want to put in any work.
If you're only worried about dropping down and getting eagle on.
Wow.
Luna, Neptune next.
How's we doing it? You only had 2 for Sunday, right?
Correct. This is a good way to end, Sunday with some service, Luna, some service.
Some service?
All right, so we have Luna and the 6th house. We have Neptune, is in the 9th. Wow, so this is opportunity to be of service to yourself or different institutions to be of service to the people. So I feel like a book giveaway is occurring or like a sale, but I really say like a giveaway. It's like, yes, we got these books, invest in your education and here you go. Or like kind of like a foreign, like online, like digital kind of thing might be a giveaway too, like a study, somewhere in that fashion. Luna is in Capricorn, Neptune is in Pisces. So this is structuring just how your health, like finding ways to be more healthy, finding ways to be more authoritative in your, daily routine, about what can you do on a daily steps. Instead of, taking a little thing from Bobby Brown, every little step that you take, is it helping you or is it hindering you?
Every little step I make. Help every step.
Are you helping you every little step you take?
I know, right?
Yeah, probably can't sleep at night.
Seriously.
Wow. Luna's an upcoming But Pluto too, yeah. So that's gonna be really beautiful to like I said, just study these foreign things. Like I just can't get away from that. Like it's like, do you really want to be free, or are you really okay with just the illusion of thinking that you're free? Because you're gonna have to study something. So yeah, just be okay with structuring stuff and admitting some things. All right. Still sunrise, solar, sun. Yeah. So get into the harder things at the home. That's where it's gonna start. You know, the early childhood and the home, and you know, in the love life, the early love life. So what romance wasn't good, and what did you learn from all these different past like relationships, dealings, and partnerships that now has given you like the mindset and the understanding, like, well, this is what I went through to be where I'm at today. This is my mindset. So now you can take that and really just tune into the higher love vibration of assisting your fellow man or mind, so that
You are
we
now tuned in to the higher love vibration. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead, bro.
now
Couldn't
we can
resist.
fix these things on Asha Midgard Earth.
Yeah, right.
Man, that's gonna fix it but us. And with that, yeah, I'm gonna just keep that short, and I'm gonna yield the floor, and I'm gonna pass that back to Brother Sauce himself, Brother Jack Warso.
Sauce.
Brother Sauce himself. Why?
Sauce.
All right, we got the 31st of October, Crusade 2022, right? 1442, more scholars.
Yeah, or so damn.
Stop. All right, sun's at 8 degrees, Scorpio 2 minutes. So yeah, this day is the day to tackle all conflicts and problems and anything that challenges you. How about you know, you face it with your chin up and your chest out. Yes, back straight. Inhale, exhale.
Shoulder blades touching each other.
Right? Courage. This is the day of courage. Don't let your don't let the problems or the challenges, you know, get you off your rocker, right? Be open to you know, facing your challenges today and having some courage. Yeah, just challenge yourself to be to stand up for something if you aren't that type of energy. And if you are, this is probably time for you to actually listen more rather than speaking so much. Be the student, because you know you're well equipped in things that you know, so be open to learning more, so to speak. It'll take you to the next level with what you already know. All right, moving on. We got Moon conjunct Pluto. This is before sunrise. So this is that intense moment, so to speak. You know, Capricorn is all about, you know, how we stand and the things that we traditionally relate to. And look at that, it's in the fourth house. So it's pertaining to our consanguinity, how we were raised, things we are used to, so to speak. Libra is on the rise. Venus is in the second house, right? So yeah, this is just a whole revamp of one's comfort and what that even means, so to speak. There's a whole reconfiguration or reconsideration on the biological urges, so to speak. You know, just what any sort of urge, so to speak, which would be Pluto in Capricorn. So it could be like your favorite stores around the neighborhood are probably closing or being, you know, shut down because that corporate world is withering away slowly but surely. Wow. And you know, this is basically that moment to probably get more hands-on or creative within the within feeding yourself. So learning how to plant, garden, learning how to getting into those fields of life would be beneficial to not be so reliant on outside sources, so to speak, specifically a grocery store or a supermarket, whatever you want to call it. Just really getting more connected to earth, specifically, like maybe connecting to your close friend who is the gardener, or the community gardener, or going to the community garden to basically feed yourself rather than relying on, like I said, certain supermarkets or grocery stores. This is a new way of living here. This moon conjunct Pluto, and Pluto's direct now, so we have an idea of what certain things need to be changed or rearranged for a more benefic or secured situation, and that's individualized and to the community at large. So you could see some people being uprooted from their homes, specifically because of certain contracts that they have that they didn't read. So now these people are just basically infringing on your rights. And as we were speaking on, this is the time to basically stand up for yourself, your property, your rights, which is your property, and recognizing how that is essential for longevity and being comfortable and secure, and warm, and having food, for your loved ones. That's pretty much the energy. And seeing how that may be unbalanced within whomever you may be relating with, it's pretty much up to both fronts too. So moving on, the moon's going to sextile Jupiter. So moon sextile in Jupiter, moon still in Capricorn. Jupiter is now in Pisces. And it's interesting because earlier I have Saturn and moon's for Saturn. The moon's in Capricorn now, so Saturn is ruling Capricorn. It's fun. So moon sextile Jupiter. Jupiter's in the third, moon's in the second, and so is Saturn. So this is a good time to basically go back to our old notes or our old book of knowledge that we may have. We may have written certain notes or certain definitions or certain terminologies to basically comprehend this thing that we may have that may have been a new school of thought or a new study, but now it's something that's more common now. Like your mind can process it a little bit better. So now going back to old information or old notes, better yet, old notes that you may have written. It'll be a good time to cross-reference that with new information that's relative to your old notes, right? So really being open to surprising yourself, so to speak, because you can find something from times ago, who knows how long, and it will relate to where you are in your life now, or in both aspects though. So it's like in the more benefic aspect, it's like you kind of knew what you wanted and how you wanted to go about it, so you did it, and you had that faith to go about it. Or then it's like the more lower self aspect, like you knew it, but you kind of had doubt and fears about it because of your upbringing or the societal ways of thinking. Like if you don't have a job or a 9-to-5, you're a bum. Or if you don't try to make ends meet for your family,
say that again. Goodness
9-to-5. Like that's not the only way to generate finance or to generate any sort of trade. So it's pretty much that, standing on that this is a new era of time now, so to speak. And how we do things or how we conduct certain business may be different from times past, or the way that someone close to you, the way they comprehended the way things should be done in times past may be different than how they, process and actualize that information. So now it's just, that opportunity for us to like show that way, or to stand up on that guideline or that principle, to show that it's not just a belief. This is actual, documented evidence, and so on and so forth. Just using tangible evidence, things that can be physically grasped or hold. Like, here you go, I'll hand you this. It's something you can see and cross-reference based off of something that we may have intellectualized in our mind. Okay, so we're bringing the metaphysical, the thoughts, down to the physical, to be the paper, right? So that's just pretty much what this moon sextile Neptune energy is about. It's Brother Sean mentioned it earlier when he was speaking about writing or just journaling, or specifically just going back to that journal. That's why I pretty much said that Jupiter is retrograde in the third house. So it's some notes or some information that you already know. You just have to show yourself approved. It's due diligence. It's not hey man, look at me, contest. Oh my God, see my black back here. Like, no, it's not what it's about. So knowing that and actualizing and living off of those principles rather than like the look at me show, you'll see your weaknesses and your strengths within that mentality. So, just honor your ancient foremothers and forefathers and where you come from. And, I'm sure your life will be very, very, very pleasing with the challenges, even with challenges and turmoil, still beautiful. So find that beauty in life. This is the moon's last aspect before it goes to Aquarius too, and it's going to be void for 29 minutes. It's another short void. You can do it, and if you can't, just work on this 29 minutes. Just keep it in the cart. Do not check out. Do not do it. The moon goes to Aquarius at 11:43. The moon's in the first house. Yeah, so this is just unusual change, so to speak. Aquarius is the unusual, eccentric energy, and the moon's in the Aquarius is in the first house. So it could be some information that you may be reading on the internet, or something that may be sent to you from your friend on the internet that may just again confirm where it is you're headed, or it may confirm or clarify a thought process you have. Self-esteem prophecy type energy, right? You've never read the Self-Esteem Prophecy or read or listened to the audiobook, you should do that. Do yourself a favor.
Definitely. That audio book, man, it's worth it.
It's really worth it. It's really worth it. It really is. And take notes if you need to, if that's, but this moon in Aquarius, just be open to something very unique and specifically, like we were saying, the problems and the challenges that display themselves on this day. Let it be your motivating factor to challenge your responses to things. Because Aquarius can be like, okay, don't care. I don't care. Like this. So like try to, maybe if you're very reactive, try to adopt that energy. Like not be so moved by someone's emotions or what someone says or what someone thinks based off of their intellectual background or their religious okay, who cares? That's for you specifically. Okay, so we got to find that balance within someone trying to tell us what's best for us because it works for them. right? You got to find that balance, right? Because we all do that in a sense. However, you can what's the saying? Take it with a grain of salt, whatever it is, right? You just don't, you take what resonates with you and then you move on. You're not being hypnotized, as Brother Hassan was saying earlier, by these words because, oh, he's so intelligent, he sounds so like, no, we don't do that.
Correct.
You're gonna do these things for yourself. It's due diligence. You're just doing it to for self-satisfaction, not self-gratification. Hey, you like my hoodie? You like my pants too? What about my scarf? Like, no. So more Aquarian, opposite of Leo. Don't really want the spotlight. It's okay. Don't look at me. Right? Just try that instead. Right? Okay, then the moon is going to square Mercury. Right? So Mercury's in Scorpio, the moon's in Aquarius. So you can definitely be expecting some things in the group dynamics to be coming out. Look at that, Mercury. Mercury's in the 7th, right? And the moon's in the 10th. Yeah, so
Interesting. That's another one where it's like the transit has Venus and Saturn involved in some way, shape, or form pertaining to rulership. That's very interesting.
That 33 keep working too and keep finding his way intricately.
Yes.
It's the 3 degrees in 30 minutes, but you can still 33.
Right. Exactly, bro. Yeah. It's like, there it is. Those are those synchronicities. All right, I yield.
Yeah, so this is yeah, this is like this is a wake-up call. This isn't anything that you didn't already know. But it's more based in disappointment. And that could be internal, but it also could be based in someone closest to you basically kept something from you that you felt as if they should tell you, and then that's gonna ruffle some. Yeah, it's a little oh yeah, that's gonna be somebody might actually lose their job because of a conniving close friend who you thought was your friend. Obviously not.
Wow.
But on the up and up of this.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
You see it, yo?
That is tough, man. That's why, communication is key, bro.
Yeah, it really is. It's the most beautiful thing, yo, because like at the end of the day, when you're communicating with somebody, it's just like you value that person, so to speak.
Bro, may I?
Go ahead. What's up?
This is happening in each other's shadow signs.
Mm-hmm. And Tisha.
All right. Just wanted to.
Yeah. It's loud. Yeah. So, not so externalized. So within ourselves, we may see how we possibly have given ourselves to the unworthy energies or energies that may not really see our value, or they said they may have seen our value, but it was really based in a tit for tat thing. So you will have to do this for you to get this, and no one really wants that. So just within yourself, you're realizing what you want to deal with and what matches you harmoniously, because all relationships aren't just fucking rainbows and glitter. right? So this shows you,
They could be. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, but the reality is disagreements happen, right?
Yes.
So the point is, just because we disagree with each other doesn't mean we have to like lash out and like get disrespectful with our words or aggressive with our physical limbs and do shit that we wouldn't want somebody to do to us. So
correct. Communication is key.
Right. So it's the point of like, if you respect and genuinely love someone, it's like, okay, so let me find a way to step back and think before I react, because I care about this person. And then on the other side, it's like that's internalized, because we think thoughts, and then if we just say what we think. I mean, yeah, if we say what we think without really actually thinking about it, like actually processing thought, it's just a thought like that, and then you just blurt it out. Why were you just so moved by that? And that's the Saturn energy, kind of getting you to kind of think before you act, so to speak. So that Mercury in Scorpio is going to definitely bring out a lot of internal dialogue and external dialogue from, how you may, like, the self-talk may be a little bit, depleting to your vitality. You may talk about yourself in a way that's not helping. Or you could have energies around you like that may be doing that. So, all of that is just coming out, and it's just, best to move with vigilance, right? And, that's just
so just to add to your wisdom, Mercury's at the moon's fall degree. and yes, you're definitely, when you're talking about the moon being at a degree, first of all, 0 to 5 degrees Aquarius is homicide. Does not invoking anything, and we're not doing going astrology saying anyone's going to lose life here. However, it's in the 10th house, so the whole portion pertaining to someone's so-called career choice or status choice, so to speak, could possibly be in potential so-called jeopardy. However, it just seems like the theme here is communication is key.
So you can avoid certain embarrassments.
Correct.
Yeah.
If you want to call out on this day, do it 8 hours ahead instead of
yeah, because that's fucking those cardinal signs: Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, Libra. Yeah, they're gonna be feeling that for sure. Because it's gonna be the most potent for them, more so, because they get it. They know what's up. They know what they initiated and started, and who they, so now it's like, okay, who's really around you? Do these people really care about you, or is this just like a hey, I want to be with you because you're doing this contest?
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
Yeah,
that's kind of tough. Well, from my perspective, why it really is tough. You know what I mean? Like, because what we do, it really is sort of, some people are thankful with what we do. And I'm just going to say it like this. I invoke that there are more people that see the good that we do and actually, give the energy necessary more to us so that we can do more good, honestly. And I'll just leave it there. I yield. I don't want to be like, because these people don't do, I don't want to speak the don't. I'm just going to call upon the do and speak things that are not as though they were. I yield.
Yeah, so be open to being corrected and listening before you react. That's that energy. Think before you speak and listen first. How about that? Value. So
indeed. All right, let's move it on to the next. On the next time. All right, I was doing a lot of sharing here in the D and the M's, right? And now, we're going on over to the first right? November, where I have that Tuesday. Yeah. And going into that sunrise that I will be clicking there, right? So that was the 31st. We also know on the 30th is when Mars did its retrograde. Station retrograde was on the 30th October. I'm pretty sure brother Sean had mentioned that. And we see here, it's funny because every sunrise has been at 2 minutes. It's like 4 degrees, 2 minutes, 5 degrees, 2 minutes. You know, I'm just pointing it out here.
It's
It has been at 2 minutes every time. It's like almost a perfect degree every sunrise. It's very, very interessante. Like, that's very interesting to observe. All right. This sunrise, of course, guys, you know, check it on out as we're seeing Mars and the sun rule the main two angles, the first and the 10th house. Mars is there in the 8th where it's really comfortable. And sun, however, is in Saturn's joy in the 12th. Actually still technically the first house because it's conjunct the ascendant. It's not necessarily in the 12th actually, even though pictorially, as we look, it seems to be there. Interestingly, though, we just look at 9 degrees, right? Scorpio, just very briefly, and just, you know, bringing something to the forefront. We're actually just within the 18th lunar mansion, guys. So here, you know, we're going to really make sure that probably now, let's make sure we don't do anything to have the sniffles next, Tuesday. And that's what I'm actually going to say there, actually, so that you can be able to take that trip, so to speak. I'm not sure if you want a trip or something. Your Jove assisted you in winning a trip or something like that to that nature. However, I really see that you are planning to pack your bags soon. Either you are doing something that's quote unquote work related in your travels, or you're actually about to start some type of training to put yourself in a better position. So make sure you are doing the right things in your eating choices so that you can be able to ward off possibly having excessive mucus buildup. And with that, I'm going to yield the floor. Happening before sunrise at approximately 0200 hours and 37 minutes, we are going to have the first lunar square to the sun. So sun is sun and luna are quartile. So we have a solar lunar quartile or a lunisolar quartile, whichever one floats your boat there.
Before sunrise, bear with me, Saya.
Yeah. About 2:37-ish. Right? It's funny because I got all squares. First, the solar lunar square, then the lunar Venusian square, then the lunar Uranian square, and then a lunar Saturnian conjunction. So these would be, for the next 3 that I'm about to give here, this is a means for you to challenge yourself to get over some obstacle. All right. And this particular obstacle that's occurring here, approximately around 0200 hours, 36 minutes, and 54 seconds. All right. So we have here Luna right here at 8 degrees, 49 minutes. All righty. And the sun, of course, is at 8 degrees, 49 minutes. This is the 3rd house and 5th house kind of situation that we got going on here. So I think it would be wise to really communicate the thoughts that are necessary. Maybe you're contemplating some things. It's a little past midnight and you're thinking that you could have said this to your children, or so to speak. So what you can actually do is find a way to be creatively relating some values and making sure that you're having quite the formidable, so to speak, relationship with the little ones in your life so that you can be able to really transform the morale that is between you and the children in your life. What you could actually do is really communicate something that's very valuable and very close to your heart. However, at the same time, you would like to make sure that you're well respected as far as the values that you're going to be bringing to share, to incorporate, or trust to share and trust that the children that you're communicating things from your past life about, that they'll be able to find some comfort in that also. So really make sure, guys, here you can allow yourself to get over some challenges that you dealt with in your past life by being able to share with those little ones, those ones that are either, whether it's nieces, nephews, sons and daughters, or maybe it's someone else's child, maybe it's a cousin. Make sure that what you are able to communicate is the beauty in the growth from what you've learned from maybe a very challenging aspect in your life that, you know, may have sincerely dealt with a way where you may not have played with certain children, or you kept to yourself because you were much more focused, or your mother or your father had you more focused on scholarships and things, so that you can be this great being in life under the auspices of not having to rely on anyone, while at the same time relying on being a Federal Reserve agent. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So there may be a way that you may have to go, you know what? Even though I know I did this, I'm just saying, yeah, because that's got to be tough to be like, you know, I know we enjoy this. However, we've been enjoying this off the fact that I've been breaking the law. Can you imagine how many people out there are dealing with, for example, like child support? Let's look at that. Can you imagine that you're being asked to be forced to be a Federal Reserve agent without a proper contract, which means that that's debt collecting. So you may need to look at the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act and get that shit out of your hair. I'm not saying do not care for the little ones that you help to make, provided, you know, if the mothers are suitable in being able to point out how great of a being you are. However, I'm kind of like Corey Holcomb with shit. You know, if that little motherfucker got a mindset like, you know what I mean, they're from where they derive, fuck them. And I'm saying that respectfully. Why? Because we need to be realistic of how we got here. We got here by not honoring our ancient foremothers and forefathers so that our days may be long upon the earth plane. So yeah, a lot of times we're going to have to really say things that are true and not apologize for them, because we really need to grow, you know, and you can say them in a way where they're just direct and disclose that it's not going to be mean. Again, this sun squaring this moon in the 3rd and 5th house, find a creative way to communicate things so that you don't bring the hurt in your communication that you actually are feeling yourself. And with that, I yield the floor. Interestingly, and speaking about that and values and stuff like that, the next square, the next quartile we're witnessing is the lunar Venusian quartile here, right? And it's happening just, I still think, a little before sunrise, right? But after the first square there, the first quote unquote quarter moon, as they call it, right? What we have here is Luna's actually there at the midnight point, so to speak. It's actually having accidental dignity in the 4th. However, under the rulership still for the sign previously and the sign now, under the rulership of Saturn. It's interesting because Luna and Saturn are, you know, reflective to one another when speaking about Cancer and Capricorn. However, when it comes to Saturn in its 11th position, so to speak, or really 2nd position, really, we're talking about the 11th sign, Aquarius, is usually reflective or on the 180 with the sun. So here, you'll be able to really bring together a subconscious reflection of the way that you discipline yourself and really see, you know, because everything is really about self-esteem and self-evaluation. So I'm really just seeing that even right here with Luna there under Saturn's rulership and Venus under Mars's rulership, and Mars is clearly retrograde in the 8th house, though, enjoying that 8th house there. However, between fated relationships and fascination and denial. So we may actually see here that the way we'll be better to secure ourselves is to really evaluate our own quote unquote insecurities and really be honest with ourselves, because I think this is going to be the transit where you're going to realize you can no longer lie to yourself or run from yourself. Your comfort zones will actually be something that you'll realize that you do not possess in a wholehearted fashion due to the fact that your thinking is a little skewed. So you must go behind the scenes in your thoughts, in your heart, and make sure that the values that you really hold up to the light are really going to allow you to propel from your comfort zone so that you'll be able to really make some really pertinent, sudden changes that are effective in you reaching your soul's destiny. All righty. So that you can really be able to share, all righty, those sudden changes. Very interesting too, because Luna is definitely on its way to squaring Uranus, right, before going, because that's my next one. That's I'm even looking at. I'm like, wow, man, just to even talk about propelling to your soul's destiny, actually. You know what I'm saying? And really moving forward so that you can have poured out to you that which is necessary, because, you know, we're growing every day. And the best growth to have is growth on all three levels. And those three levels are the causal plane, which is the spirit plane, the astral plane, which is the soul plane, and the phi cycle plane, which is the plane pertaining to manifest, which is called the physical plane. And so now really recognize this is the time to amply secure a means for you to pour out within yourself the things that you could better possess, provided you get out of your comfort zone and really move forward in your soul's destiny in being altruistic in your relations. However, you're going to have to internalize that electric flow within so that you can see that you may be sparked by spoils. All right. So again, I'm my mother's only child. I kind of am an expert at being spoiled. And again, I know the pros and cons to it. When you grow up that way, you end up becoming someone who really looks out for the collective. And sometimes the collective may think you're gullible, when really at the same time, you've been giving them the life raft that they needed in shark infested waters. But it's not until they get their foot bit off, they like, man, why didn't you say you had a life raft the whole time? No, you just thought it was cool to backstroke with Jaws. And with that, I yield the floor. We have a lunar Uranian square here that I spoke on, and then you already know there's that lunar Saturnian conjunction, which looks like it's gonna happen in the 11th house. So a lot of 11 Uranian Aquarian energy going on here. Saturn is actually ruling the 11th, like it would happily do anyway, dominant in Aquarius, ruling over the moon, being quartile, another getting over the obstacle, meeting the challenges, getting over the obstacle pertaining to Uranus in the first. All righty. So, when it really comes to self-reliance, ones are going to really recognize that you cannot be an island unto yourself. All righty. So depending really on the group or more than someone outside yourself will really be suitable for your standing in society. And the foreign affairs that may be foreign to you, you may be used to, carrying your life out a certain way. It would be wise to really institute those things that you could really see that you could really heal from, provided you stop causing your own pain. And you're causing your own pain by allowing yourself to really only be able to relate to the comforts that you can think of that you may hold dear to your heart. However, you must really propel yourself in a rocket fueling kind of fashion towards your own self's destiny pertaining to your soul, so that you can be able to maintain and gain from the knowledge being poured out onto you, so that you can really find some sincere discipline in your subconscious mind to be really ready to expand that institution where you learn from the wounds that were self-inflicted. And with that, I yield the floor. Last but not least, for brother Braveheart L closes on out with his last transit and ingress. We have a solar Saturnian conjunction here, and lo and behold, it's actually taking place in the 10th house. Looky, Astro Cookie. Saturn's doing great in the 10th as it does in the 11th. However, Luna's like, yep, not feeling it really here in the 10th. However, that's not actually true. So what you may find yourself doing is making your office like home. And being able to do so for so many that are quote unquote working from home, what you can actually do is be able to find new comforts in how you actually are enjoying your so-called home office. Alrighty, you may decide to put up some pictures. You may decide to actually start doodling at the desk. You may have Call of Duty on your iPad connected to a PlayStation controller. I don't know. However, what you'll be to a DualShock 4 controller or a PlayStation 5 controller, whichever is your choice, unless you have an Xbox controller that you can connect it via Bluetooth. What is actually going to happen here, though, you can really find some very fortunate disciplines here and really bring home some levels in discipleship where you can really see that you'll benefit better if you really just allow yourself to be the structure that you see. You may see others structured a certain way. However, you'll only get the true benefit from said structure provided you really allow yourself to just jump in the deep end, kick your feet. However, really see that you can swim. However, I'm not saying, those that we throw a life raft to with sharks, that kind of swimming. What I'm saying is that you need not be scared of really allowing maritime law. Don't be scared of allowing maritime law to no longer be a part of your life. All righty. Make those sudden changes that are necessary, because here's a lesson for your subconscious mind. Don't miss it, because your subconscious mind and that lesson, that collective lesson, are there together in your standing, in your status. And it's a very fortunate thing that you shouldn't miss. I guarantee it. All right. And with that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother in whom we're well pleased, Brother Braveheart L. Islam.
You're muted, Saya. You're muted.
Islam.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
That's on you.
Islam. We had at the Wednesday, Mercury day, right? Yeah. Sun in Scorpio, be bold and open to the unknown.
Is it me or is it 2 minutes again? Did y'all see that? I'm telling you, watch me go back. Every sunrise is from 4 degrees to 10 degrees. All was 2 minutes. I'm definitely open for correction after the replay. I'm just saying.
Interesting.
Moi.
Yeah, and I think we'll get just 2 for today. I think 2 aspects for today.
Mm-hmm.
Your moon trine Mardix.
Well, as Brother Salves would say it, you have 1 transit and 1 ingress. After this transit, you have what? What is that again? Was that like 7 hours and 38 minutes?
Excuse us, Brother Salves.
Brother Salves. Diesel. Say excuse me.
All right, man.
Oh, we went in the future. Bear with me. Goodness gracious.
Oh, time skipping with Time Star Muhammad.
Time Star.
So here I come. I almost said the word, but I'm not.
Oh, it's a lunar trine Mars, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I was about to say, hold up. Didn't it say lunar trine Mars? Remember the number 2?
Here we are. Yes, there it is.
Islam.
Oh man, he said I'm not gonna say it.
Y'all hilarious.
I'm not that. Yes.
All right. Oh yeah. So now we have Luna and Mars in the trine because I started out Saturday was that reflection. So now from that lunar Martian reflection that occurred Saturday, now that energy is now harmonious, right? And the 4th and the 8th. And just look at that. So yes, this is some creative, very romantical healing energy going on here, right? Luna's, accidental dignity being dignity. I don't know why I say dignity.
You're hilarious.
No
And shout out to
diggity.
Mother Carmisha and
Diggity.
Kuma.
Islam to you, beautiful people.
Oh,
Indeed. Shout out to you guys interacting with us in the chat. If you're still here, shout out to you. If not, we're still doing it in good faith. I just wanted to let you know. I see you. All right, Islam. I yield, brother.
Islam. Yeah. So Luna has accidental dignity in the 4th house. So making that trine with Luna. So Luna in Aquarius is definitely like mental intellect. So mental stimulizing. So yeah, definitely cleaning your mind out versus also cleaning out the home, right? So maybe someone's buying like some new gadgets, like a new sound bar or something. Somewhere in that kind of sense, or like some lights, right? That Mars in the 8th, which is some accidental dignity for Mars as well, because Mars as well. So yeah, this is very transformative. Like conversation these days are probably not going to be just the usual conversations, or like one question starts like a rabbit hole type of fashion, and it's being poured out through Mars. So definitely I would say
know that we got your back and get your astrology from 7HealStar.com astrology firm. Because man,
get it. What are you waiting for?
Aquarius, what?
You don't want to be next year still listening to this year, wonder why you didn't listen to us this year,
Should have been cycling and Michaeling.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely like tarot energy healing, like especially astrology. Like if you don't get it during Scorpio season, man, I would say you're gonna kind of challenge yourself out, but like it's just Luna and Mars. Yeah, get your mirror, get your who I am, what's my purpose. Yeah. I mean, we've got a lot for you. We don't show y'all everything because we know a lot of y'all be trying to get your jocking on going on, but
let's try to refrain. No, go ahead. I be trying to refrain from that, bro, because I don't want to hear how we're not generating support. So it's even though you spoke the truth.
No, it's coming. So yeah, whether it's gonna be foreign beings or not, I mean, it's not a question of when. I mean, it's not a question of if, it's really when. But hey, I tell myself some things are out of our control. But hey, Luna conjunct Mars. Well, wait, love doesn't cost a thing, but it pays to be.
Yo. It's love.
Yeah, so Luna conjunct Mars and Saturn and Mercury final expositors. So oh wow, yeah. So I'm feeling like a lot of confessions are gonna be coming up. These are y'all's confessions. Are gonna be coming up.
Usher those things on in, huh?
I think beings just finally saying it, like, yes, we have accepted your apologies in advance. I think this is a lot of hey, I've been thinking about this, or I've been wanting to say this to you, I just didn't know how to say it. I think now all these ways of able to say these things, you get out these tongue twists and have these conversations. Yeah, I think this is gonna happen, Luna and Mars. Yeah, because it's like getting on the same page. Yeah, with that, I will yield and get into the final aspect. And Luna will be void of course. Let's see for how long. Where we at? We'll be void of course for 7 hours, 38 minutes. So no major purchases, but make sure you're putting everything in the cart on 7HealStar. When it comes to your energy healings and mirror follow-ups and regular sessions, make sure you are getting that.
Sean said, get your
also
mental magician.
follow the Jaguar Soul new Facebook page coming to you.
Yeah, I think that does need to be a reality more than anything. I really do. Only because, like I told you, after this, I'm gonna go live on Facebook, bro. And we're gonna speak on that topic, on the 10th house and the 7th house. Is your discipleship and relationships adversely affected by the Federal Reserve System? And what are you gonna do about it? I yield.
Luna's void of course. So major purchases, and finally, Luna will be ingressing into Pisces, and this will be occurring at 2:46 post meridian, right? And this is occurring, interesting, in the first house. Would you look at that? Got Saturn right there. Conjunct the ascendant. Luna ain't too far past it. Well, howdy home, right?
No, a Saturn rise and a Luna rise.
Right. Saturn loves to be there.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. That's where Saturn is the wisest.
Wow, that's interesting. So Luna ingress Pisces in the first house. Yeah, this is a 2:46. So yeah, if you can't do it this day, make sure you set up like a self-care day. I'm getting like a lot of beauticians. This is on Wednesday. Are definitely going to get an increase in their calls for pertaining to the strong beginnings, because we don't have no weekends. But make sure you shout out to Brother Charlie from Ruffians, right?
Indeed. Brother Chi Day. Absolutely. Shout out to Brother Chi Day.
So
Islam.
Beauty parlors. This is like a just good time. Moon in Pisces. It's like really kind of like enjoy some different films, maybe some different philosophies or activities like water painting. This is November, so yeah, water painting, or even like I'm getting like jurisprudence, like going and watch some of your favorites, like lawmakers, law studiers, some of those fashions. But if you don't know who to go to, just go to 7HealStar. Like Veritas presentation be a good to catch out like one video or two for Moon and Pisces.
If you don't binge the whole 14 video series, it's really 13 videos because it's the 12th one, so to speak, or the 14th one's supposed to be, together with 13th one. And shout out to brother Al Nora Latif L. All righty, Halo City Young. All righty, I just commented too in the chat on YouTube. I yield, bro.
So yeah, Saturn's right there too. It's just like I think things are gonna continue to become more clear, and with that upcoming eclipse too. Yeah, I think. Are we clear? I think we're gonna be saying that a lot more on just some things. Things gonna become more clear. We've been told you so, but sometimes you gotta see things for yourself. And Yeah, and all those other things. Finally, Luna and Pisces. Yeah, I'll say really just like watch some educational films. Especially things by like different institutions like so-called FRNs and like I'm getting Brother Taj videos, specifically Slater Dragon. Definitely just watch some Brother Taj lectures. Some of the older ones pertaining to like the so-called government. I would
Slaying
say,
the Dragon wasn't. That's an excellent recommendation. I yield.
and A Warning to the Nations. Yeah, definitely that.
Yes.
And
Constitution of Man.
yes.
That's not a bad one either. That's true.
Yeah, and then just go to Instagram, go to Jaguar So _ and ask him to show his hands on the next guitar live.
For real. Because bro be going in. When was the last time did we miss something? When's the last time you've been live, Jack? Playing the guitar?
I don't even know.
It's been a minute, yeah, because I was thinking the other day, I said, man, I ain't been live in a minute. I said, dang, brother, Jag ain't either. Shout out to them screen recordings I got of him, though. Just in case we ever needed a riff or something, I made sure I try to, if I couldn't see, I come back, screen recording. I said, oh, bro, it doesn't stop. The screen recording still running. I just hit the little stop button. I said, yeah, we got you. Got you saved in the folder and all that, because you already know that probably be lost, just like anything in the group chat.
Yeah, like I said, our communication medium is going to turn up. I'm not going to give away too much. However, I do know that, when it comes to music, that thing's definitely about to push forward even more.
The chord of the day, I was like, oh,
bro, after the 30th, it's a wrap. Once we finish these last, couple of classes, or if we just do one full class for all 3 days, like I'm telling you, man, this AstroLiteracy Comprehension Conference comes to a completion. I'm focusing on our material, period. That's just what it is. I'm not focusing on anything else except 7HealStar.com Astrology Firm, period. That's it. I mean, that's what I've been thinking about and been on. However, I'm telling you, it's some go hard happening. That eclipse happened in my 5th house, whole sign 5th. It's time to really bring it to the forefront. Levitato.
Me. Oof.
Islam.
Jag, real quick laughing. I think with that, I'm a yield. Yeah.
Islam. Let me go on here, no, right? And just say it's been very, very awesome. And us going over this, and you guys join us next. Ilwa Raphael, right? Because that's what today is. Ilwa Raphael, dealing with Mercury Day, where we communicate your 7-day tropic medical astro weather report. And why has it been on a Mercury Day? Because when we first did this, approximately almost 3 years ago, when we first did this, that solar ingress into Aries was on a Wednesday. So it's like, hey, this is actually very apropos, and we can continue to, do so, and making sure that we just keep bringing it to you on the Ilwa Raphael, the Mercury Day, the Wednesday, right? So this is where I'm really thinking even further now. Like, we can really just tell you guys to go to 7HealStar.com, go and check it out. Really get to know us, right? Check the About Us page. Remember, we are the only Moorish American website specifically dedicated to astrology and civics. Soon there will be more things about civics there. However, we know that we're just really focusing on making sure people really get to know themselves. That's the most important thing, because a lot of people are out here trying to possess things and have materials and don't actually recognize that their life will go a lot easier and a lot smoother. They sincerely get to know themselves and practice knowing and learning themselves every day.
It's not just it's a fad and people are into astrology. Can you imagine you're a born astrologer and this is really your dominion here when it comes to astrology, even more than just the dominion period as above, so below. But you have so many other beings that are, crystals in their bras or got copper around a crown of crystals with copper and stuff. And it's like, okay, I see how, certain elders and been like, man, people are really trying to water down the craft. And I'm not getting into saying what people are doing dishonorably and or not. What I'm saying is we're 7HealStar.com astrology firm. We're professionally certified astrologers, internationally certified professional astrologers. And I get it. You know what I mean? Some people would say it's 3 strikes against us, that we have olive shade skin and we're male. So, it's like, oh, you guys got strikes against you to really be successful, when technically, even though we're not pushing for it, we're actually worse, since we're talking about that Federal Reserve System. So we can put it in terms that Federal Reserve agents or people that act like they just want to chase bags and stuff. We're at least worth with our protocol that we have. Each of my brothers are worth, even though it's nothing, but I want to say in gold afterwards. So it is something, at least 6 million in gold. And that's not a bragging. That's the actual mathematics. Per hour, we are supposed to at least get 330 units per hour. That's not a game. That's not thinking highfalutin. No, that's really what we're good at and what we can do. Do you hear what we do every week? I mean, every every Monday and Wednesday. Imagine if we wrote the reports like we would. Sometimes we would just do writing the reports. And I was just like, bros, I think we're good enough. We know our protocol well enough. We'll do our writing when it's time for us to write. You see what I'm saying? Let's just keep going off of what we know, right? If we wrote this thing, oh man, I'm just telling you guys, we don't want to scare you because we're accurate. We're accurate off of the Freestyle Wednesday. So imagine when we get to actually sit down with what we have in our library. Yo, you watching me? What, you got a camera in my house? No, I'm just looking at your chart.
That's just the worst. That shit's so funny. That's
Oh, you must have had people say it to you too. How many? I guess we all had that experience. You do some astrology.
Yeah,
this is almost disrespectful. Like that's almost disrespectful.
No, yeah. They like, yeah, I've read this, but the things you said to me are like way more accurate. Yeah, because it's generalized on these apps. We give you straight raw off the intuition.
In detail on what you were saying, Jag, what people are disrespected or they disrespecting us?
I feel like that's borderline disrespectful. You know what I mean? Like, are you watching me? What? Fuck, I don't even know.
Are you watching me?
Because if you were really watching us, you would tell a friend and those numbers would go up. We just never been big on up our following, up our viewers, up our subscribers, because we were sitting here like, yo, we're at least $6 million dollars, and I say dollars, I mean gold. $6 million in gold, right? That's what we're worth, and we're not pushing that. I don't think there are professional astrologers trying to figure out how we know what we know. Internationally certified professional astrologers from other organizations trying to figure out how are they this young and this knowledgeable. Because that's what was meant to be conduited through me to my brothers, period. Without me being a look what I can do kind of being, because that's not what this is, because you haven't seen yet what we can do. So we're not going to be doing anything but doing the things that we need to do based off of our knowledge. We have an extensive library and we know how to use it. So, for you Me Too people out there that, sorry for us not continuing to feed your since 2018 platforms. All right. Just being respectful here. Because there's been a lot of things that we've been doing that's been in the making. Because even though 7HealStar starts with me, honestly, it's I and my brothers collectively. And so I've been preparing for our journey that we're having now since 2009. Knowing and seeing that, oh man, when it comes to people working places, it's about to crumble. I saw back in 2008, 2009, people want to be working from home. So I started building, make sure I have computers. Let me make sure I know how to build them, fix them, make sure I have stable internet connections, because I already saw what was happening. I said, you're not going to really be able to eat unless you have some type of internet presence. So, yeah. So 9 times out of 10, the music that you're going to hear from us, we made it ourselves. We wrote it ourselves. The books you're going to see, we wrote them ourselves. And we're not copying and pasting.
Oh, man.
Just going to keep it a band. We actually are going to have real, actual thought that shows that we comprehend the material. So we'll be able to put thoughts together in a way when you go to try to Google it, you're like, dang, man, they're actually on point.
Fine, it's nowhere. They ain't copy pasted from that book. Okay.
Period. All righty. So with that being said, guys, you can go to 7HealStar.com. I think we've showed the website more than enough. I can show it next cycle. However, guys, I think what I'll do is I'll make sure an email goes out. I think this time I'm gonna really make sure an email goes out, because I slowed down, just wanted to see what happens when I slow down on the emails for a couple more cycles. Because I'm still, a scientist. I'm still a Moorish American, right? I'm still an heir. And we're still the examples that, the world needs. Let your ears not hear it arrogantly. Because we have to continue to tell you the truth and give you the truth so that you guys can actually grow, all right? However, I'm ready to get ready for that Facebook presentation. My bros, if you're going to join me, you already know, just let me know once I go live. As soon as I close this one out, I'm going to open it back up. Probably get, maybe some more little fruit or something and some water. And then I'm just going to jump right into this thing and go in on the 10th house and the 7th house collectively. And we'll just see, where things are as we're doing what we do. Any other questions, comments, and or suggestions, Brother Terrell Smarty Bay, Brother Sean L, I'm all ears.
Nothing from me, son.
I was going to say something, but it slipped my mind. Man.
What did you say? Did you say be yourself and donate? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, I was going to say something, but it slipped my mind. What I was going to say.
Because I was about to say, and donate.
Definitely be yourself. Definitely be yourself. Brother R told you to love yourself last cycle, so definitely be yourself and love yourself. It's cool. That's it. It slipped my mind. So be yourself and love yourself.
Islam. Hey, and did you get anything in the mail yet, Brother Jay?
It depends on when you sent it. It depends on where you sent it though, because the different locations. It's like,
well, yeah, I know, but I didn't even check the tracking, but the tracking's in my email. So if it's not today, I trust it's either, at the latest Friday, I guess.
Indeed.
All right.
Indeed.
So I guess this is where we say, our salutations. You guys want to see what we do? I'm going to be live from the Hassan Ghazi Obey Facebook page. And I, Brother Terrell Smarty Bay and Brother Sean Alim L, the Sauce and Braveheart, we all say namaste, 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 and shout out to our 7HealStar Astrology Firm brothers, Brother Corey Bay and Brother Aura Muaba Bay. Islam, peace and love.
Islam.